Put it in your mouth, Natai. Oh,
No,
yeah!
this.
Yes!
Stop. This is a
Yes!
dumb bit. I hate this bit so much.
Oh, I am
I'm gonna send this
erect.
to your
That's
mom.
what happens. That's
Your
what
mother and your
happens.
father.
That will continue to happen every time you tell me to put something in my mouth. You will suffer the consequences of your actions.
Bro, it was funny when I was making a gay joke, but we weren't actually gay, and then all of a sudden you touched my penis. Now, like,
You say I'm gay? In the words of Asmongold, I could suck a dick and still not make it gay.
he's
That's
so
how straight I am.
Yeah, and Emmy's just like, woo, woo.
And I love when she responds to it, it's like, it works like that? And then his response, do you take out the trash? She's like, yeah. Does that make you a trash man?
Hello, everyone. It is that time of the month again. Time for Anime Club After Dark to pop a squat and hit you with all the best and the worst of what we have been indulging in recently. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai. Tonight, I am joined by the entire crew. We have our poser extraordinaire, Natai.
It's good to be with you, Alex.
Our czar of source material, John. It's good to be with you, too, Natai.
Oh,
about
thank
to
you.
take a
I'm
sip.
so relieved.
I was about to take a
Sorry.
sip. And every time, just
It
pop
gets
a
you.
squat there,
It
bud.
gets you every fucking time, doesn't it?
I just see, I
Pop a
imagine
squat.
Alex with like double thick frames and like khaki pants and just talking to like his son, like pop a squat there, squirt. Let Pa show you how to go fishing
Pop
for
a
gators.
squirt?
Like, yeah,
Pop
like,
You're not far off with the
Fucking A.
giant Coke bottle of glasses, though. And we also have our dumpiest of dumb trucks, Chinoda.
I have to drive later, but I'm really feeling like drinking right now.
That is the proper response to having to deal with me, Chinoda.
God,
The only-
why are you so correct, Alex?
Anyway, today we have gotten together to do our fourth monthly dump, as I said in the intro. So we're going to be sharing all of our great hot takes and stuff that we have been watching. Since this is the first monthly dump of the new summer season, I do assume that some of you are going to be talking about stuff from the summer season. The first thing, however, I want to talk about is Vinland Saga, which has just recently ended. And I want to preface before we talk about this, we're not going to be doing like super heavy spoiler stuff. However, we are planning to do a spoiler cast for Vinland Saga Season 2. That should be coming out next week by the time you guys watch this. Hopefully.
oh shit, was I supposed to edit that?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, fuck.
I specifically want to talk about a criticism that I saw of the second season of Vinland Saga, and that I actually understand it, despite not agreeing with it. There is a criticism that's gone around. Oh, nice fidget spinner, John.
We have to have constant movement in videos because apparently, like, you have to jingle keys in front of the people nowadays. Like,
Don't have
have you
keys
seen
here? This is the
Charlie's
closest
video?
thing-
Remember,
This
was
is the
it
closest
last
thing I
week?
have to keys to jiggle in front of you.
I think it was last week ago. I was talking about like the whole in the VIP chat, like a couple days ago, where I was like the fucking AI thing that's going off on TikTok right now.
Yep.
Charlie just made a video about it like yesterday, and I was like, yeah, this is the thing I'm talking about. Where like apparently because people need to have constant stimuli, and like, oh look, guys, this is good
All right,
for the
then
algorithm.
Just click away.
Just
Yeah,
don't click away. Look,
So I love watching a fucking short that half of the screen is fucking jungle.
Minecraft
like,
jump, like yeah,
I
or-
don't know,
Yeah.
whatever. Fucking mobile
Like-
game.
Dude.
Speaking of which, like, subscribe, comment, share. It's good. It's all good. But yeah, Vinland Saga. So I want to talk about the criticism that I've seen of it that I do understand, though I don't agree with, is a lot of people saying that this season is boring. Because it's such a huge tonal shift from the first season. And like that's kind of the point of Vinland Saga. As someone who has read the manga, I understand that each part or each like act of the manga is meant to be a different tone, a different setting, a different all kinds of different things, because you're looking at like a character study of one person's life through different parts of it.
Just to
And-
say, if you think the second season is bad, you probably think Dragon Ball is good.
Dragon Ball is
Bro,
Dragon Ball is not
like-
bad though.
There are
Shinoda,
people though.
Dragon Ball
listen.
is great.
No.
Dragon
listen to
Ball
me.
Z, on the other hand.
No. Shinoda, you're fucking with the wrong people, man.
Yeah, don't fuck
Can
with Dragon
Super
Ball
Saiyan
fans.
2 Goku beat Luffy from One Piece?
No, the question is, can he beat Sans Undertale? Come on, you gotta ask the right questions, John. No, I get it, because there's a lot of people who will go into any kind of media, it doesn't have to be an anime, and expect from season to season the tone to be the same.
Sure.
And that's just not going to be the case with Vinland Saga, because you're going to have a different tone with every part of the manga, with every part of the anime, because that's how it's meant to be. It's a character study.
There's a good friend of mine, a buddy of mine, you might say.
Nataya, buddy of mine, Rogan.
A buddy of mine, Rogan. So a good friend of mine. He was a big fan of season 1 of Vinland Saga.
As am I.
When season 2, and I think we can all agree season 1 is fantastic.
It's
and when
fucking
season
Beyond
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah, and when season 2 rolled around,
Is that the one that has
another
the
friend of
opening
ours.
by oh my god, what is
Man
their
with a
frickin'
Mission?
name? No, it's not Man with a Mission.
Survives
it's,
at the Prophet.
Yeah, Survives at the
Yeah.
Prophet. It's
They actually did another
Ru-
opening for season 2, and it's fucking awesome. It might be my favorite so far.
It's fire.
Survives
It's
at the
fire.
Prophet's a really good band. I just
They're
really
so
like
good.
them.
So a mutual friend of ours who read the manga for all, like, during the break between season 1 and 2, he was like, "Yeah, the next story is very different, but it's really fucking good." So I was like, my
man was
expectations,
hooked.
like, so my expectations for season 2 were very much okay. Let's see how it goes, because I was very fascinated what direction it's gonna go, because I tend to really like slow burn type of shows. So I was wondering how that shift is gonna work between season 1 and 2. So when my buddy who watched season 2, during the first few weeks, he was like, "I don't know, I don't know if I'm feeling it," and like, it's good, but it's very different. So we would talk about it every week, and then like I kind of fell off and just couldn't, like, for one reason or another, didn't get back to like very like few weeks ago when I finished it. I binged like the second half, and he would constantly be like, "Dude, it's so fucking good." Like, he's the prime example of someone who was like kind of like was very surprised by the different tone, but he stuck with it, and he like, because it's such a fucking awesome show. You can tell, even if it's like very slow, it's still very methodical. It's still very like it's still Vinland Saga, even though it's such a different tone.
Yeah,
You know?
because
I think
Alex
most
is
of
right.
people
Like, the entire story of Vinland Saga it's a case study of Thorfinn. Like it's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
the main
I
character.
want you all to remember this day. This is a day that will go down in infamy. John has said, I agree with Alex.
I know.
Oh fuck! Oh shit!
Holy shit, dude.
Dang.
Never before have those
Alex.
words come out of that man's mouth.
I think
I'm gonna shed a tear.
Something just
You know
got
what?
set
Hold
on
on,
fire.
Hold on.
Someone
I'll say
maybe
something else
died.
that you don't hear very often, Alex. I'm proud of you, son.
Your
Are you
Asian
proud of
father
me now,
approved
Mom?
of you. Your Asian dad approved of you. I'm so happy.
Man, an Asian saying they're proud of someone, now there's a rarity. Oh, man.
But it's like, it's such a great drama. It's so like, it's kind of crazy to think about how season 1 ended with sort of a primer for that, because literally the end of season 1, it's like the end of the prologue, which is crazy to think of.
Which
It's
is the
very-
last
really reminds
episode
me-
title, by the way.
Yeah, end of the prologue or something like that, which is really reminds me of Berserk. One of the many things that's kind of, I feel, is similar between the two stories. And
Which
it does
it's
feel
funny
like
you bring up Berserk, because
Yeah,
Berserk has a very similar thing. As you go through the story, I don't think that Berserk is laid out in quite as definitive story arcs, because sometimes there's a little muddling sometimes where one story arc ends and another one begins. But throughout the course of the manga, you see Guts. He starts out as one character and he becomes very slowly a very different character.
yeah.
It's
Like,
funny.
I can talk about it all day, but there's so many different like things that are very similar between the two. Sorry, Chinoda, I just
No, it's funny. I remember, like a year ago or something. One of my former coworkers, he was a kid that really likes anime, and I told him to check out Vinland Saga, and he did, and he freaking loved it. and we were talking about it afterwards, and I was just casually mentioning to him, by the way, that first season, what you watched, that was just the prologue, and the look of shock and awe on his face. I was just like, oh yeah, I have him.
Someone
good.
someone in, I think it was one of my cousins that watched it, said that that's the longest tutorial in anime history.
You should watch
24
One Piece.
Yeah, it's like a 500 episode tutorial. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I understand why people feel that way.
Taiyaki? What are you doing?
How dare
What are
you?
you doing, dude?
Open up so the fish can come in. Ow!
He's not
What
a
is
toddler,
this?
Alex. What are you doing?
I don't know, man.
The
The dude didn't know the difference between 4:30 and 5:30 earlier. I don't know. What
I
to
hit
tell
the
you.
wrong number. My God, get over it.
Anyway, I just wanted to point out, like, it's a criticism that I understand why people have it, because some people want to watch stuff where the tone is going to be roughly the same throughout, and just Vinland Saga is not that way. It's not
So-
that way.
Yeah,
in the
I'm
story.
surprised that if it went over their head of like how season 1 went, like this was gonna be a character study of Thorfinn.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they enjoyed it as much as they did, because I'm like, my
I think a
enjoyment
lot of it is
just
because of
watching him
Askeladd.
Okay.
Askeladd is like a major factor, I think, in that.
I would
Also-
arguably
Like from
say,
the very beginning, literally from the very first episode, it sets the tone of like what the story is going to be about. Like, you know,
But
with
it's
the whole...
very like grandiose in the action and like the things like Vikings, you know, it's like very you
Yeah, but it's
very
so
much get
surface
into
level,
it.
you know. Like, I guess
I
it's
don't know
my
how much
fault.
surface level it is. Like
John,
like the action scenes in season 1 were fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
let's
great.
not kid ourselves. It's a
John,
really fucking cool show.
you have to remember how many people aren't capable of going below surface level.
Understanding the
You
subtext
really
of the
have
media
to
that you're
remember.
watching. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Most people didn't fucking pass basic English.
I mean, listen, John, the reason that a lot of people don't do that is why Marvel movies are so successful. Because they just see flashy stuff go boom.
Flashy
Listen,
stuff.
I hate that you
Joe-
say that, because you know what? I love Marvel movies because I'm like, thank God there is no subtext involved. I'm tired, because when you watch shit like Schindler's List, right? You're like, oh, I got to understand the subtext. I got to understand all the things that are happening. And it's like, I'm tired. Sometimes you just want
Yeah,
to
but
watch.
there's a reason. But there's a reason even in the Marvel franchise, like there are some movies that are definitely much more regarded than the others because they are capable. You can still have like the best, I think, blockbuster movies are movies that can have all the grandiose and the action and whatnot, and also are really fucking cool subtext there to dig in and like find cool shit in. Right? I think that's like those are the movies that will last the longest.
See, the problem is that I have you kept up with any of the MCU stuff like after Endgame?
after
I'm up to
Guardians
date.
3, I'm kind of after Guardians 3, I just
Yeah,
kinda tapped
so
out.
Guardians is different. That's James Gunn. That's not like, come on, let's
That's
be
But you
honest.
see, but you see, that's especially Guardians 2, which is probably my
Only
favorite Marvel movie.
Guardians
is like
3.
it's such a good fucking movie about characters, about people, and it has all the like
Yeah.
the cool world and
then, like,
shit, and the action and
than-
the characters. But there's
So
themes
the problem
and
is that
motives, and
I
it's so
started
good.
I started watching the rest of like the Marvel movies that I just skipped, because I watched the Multiverse of Madness. I watched that, and I was kind of just like, it was whatever. Like, I thought
I
it was
liked
crazy
it for
how
what it was. It was
well,
okay.
I thought it was crazy how like violent it was. I was like, I've never seen blood and people's necks get snapped like this before. Like, this is insane,
you know,
right?
that was
It's a
cool shit,
Marvel
man.
movie. But then like
Then Across the Spider-Verse came and put it to shame.
yeah.
That shit was so good.
But I really liked No Way Home. I mean,
No Way Home was good. Was really fucking good. But see, like Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, fucking awesome action like animated movie. But there's so much more there because at the end of the day, it's about the characters and the motives and the relationship between each other. That's the thing that's gonna keep you going back to these movies beyond the fucking cool action scenes and whatnot and the godly animation. You know, like
well, because
there's
I
room for that.
recently I just watched like Quantumania, right? Like, because
I didn't watch that, by the way.
I was on Disney Plus, and I was just like, this was so mediocre. I'm glad I didn't.
Was it that
I
bad?
really, I like.
it was
I like Paul Rudd.
mediocre.
I like Paul Rudd a lot. I like the whole entire story of Ant-Man, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp. I did like it because I was like, you know, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible. It was okay as kind of a movie, right? And then
What's
I
the
watched
name of the villain in Ant-Man the Wasp? I fucking dare you.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What was the name of that villain?
I don't know his name. I just know he's that stupid Southern guy, and there's also.
I'll even fuck it. I'll
Lawrence-
give you the fucking the power, like the fucking
talking about-
the one with the mask.
Which one? The lady with the phasing.
The
powers?
lady with the mask.
I
Yeah.
don't remember what her name was.
Who gave this shit? Because it's such that fucking movie. What a waste of fucking time.
But I also
Sorry.
like, isn't it? And then is it Lawrence Fishburne? Is that the actor? The
It
guy
is
that-
Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
the guy.
fucking Morbius was there.
Yeah.
I remember the people in it. I
Called
remember
him
everything that happened.
Morbius?
Listen, Lawrence
It's
Fishburne was
Morbid
always
time.
going to be Morbius. He's never not going to be Morbius.
It's
Everyone knows this.
Morpheus.
Morpheus.
Is it Morpheus?
Morpheus in the fucking Matrix, my dude.
I was
I'm
like,
stuck
why are
in
you
the fucking
talking about
Matrix.
Morbius? That's a whole different
Morb-
character.
Wait,
Morbid time.
wait.
It's
Who's
Morbin
Morbius?
time.
Oh my
Morph-
god, is that Morbius?
He didn't even realize.
And this, boys and girls, is why Marvel movies suck, because they're so interchangeable.
No. Is Morbius Marvel?
For the record,
Yeah.
no, Morbius. No, Morbius is a Sony movie. It's not connected to the MCU.
No, but it's Marvel, not cinematic universe.
It's Marvel
It
Comics.
is Marvel.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. He shows up in the Amazing Spider-Man. I remember, or what the fuck was that cartoon show where he shows up? He goes
Yeah,
to Peter
he's
Parker's
a
college.
comics
Spidey
too.
villain,
Yeah,
but the
I
movie is
remember
not part of the MCU.
cartoon. Oh my god. See, all right, I stand by my point that MCU is so full of trash that I just love watching them because it's trash. Because it's like, oh, big shiny. I don't have to understand shit.
It just used
And
to
there's
be
there are
not
a lot
that
of
bad.
people. There are a lot of people who like that kind of entertainment, though, the kind you don't have to think about.
yeah.
Hey,
Why do you think
love
Michael
that
Bay is
shit.
so fucking good?
Yeah.
hey, this fucking guy watches Isekai all the time. He knows.
Oh yeah, he's very well aware.
Sometimes you just want to watch isekai trash. Speaking of which, bro,
There we go.
peak isekai this season.
Yo, let's
Fucking
go!
Vending machine isekai. I'm so glad it came out. Every episode I'm just like, man, I love this fucking show. Man, I just want to go read the light novel and read the manga right
This
now.
dude has not shut up about it since the anime was announced.
So how good is the anime? Because I still haven't picked it up. But like,
I'm
very
legitimately
hyped to give it a shot.
enjoying it. I didn't expect to
See,
actually enjoy
no
it. I
one-
thought it would be a joke.
Everyone heard
watch.
it was a dumb fucking isekai. They're like, what? Vending machine isekai? That's so fucking dumb. Like, what are they going to do next? No one understands it's actually peak isekai.
realistically.
Better than
it's
Mushoku
not actually
Tensei?
like you know the greatest.
Absolutely not better than Bishoku Tensei. That's actually
But like,
peak
it's a
isekai.
fun watch.
I know. I'm
see,
kidding.
That my point is, vending machine isekai is so stupid and absurd that I thought when I first saw it, I was like, "There's no way this is gonna be good." Like, what's the gimmick here, right? Because I watched Reincarnated as a Sword, I watched Reincarnated, or I read Reincarnated as a Sword, Reincarnated as an onsen.
Why is it reincarnated as a sword? It's fucking shows. I'm so over it.
That anime was kind of whatever too, but I mean, the source
I
material was
enjoyed
kind
it.
of
Fuck
whatever.
you.
You stuck
mean,
around
Fran's
for the
super
lolly
cute,
wolf
yeah.
girl. Give me a break.
She's a cat girl. First of all, she's a black cat.
A very, very violent cat girl, and I fucking love her.
But
You were there for the lolly. I don't fucking try.
I
to
was there.
The fact that
escape
she's
that.
a
no,
lolly
you
does
don't
not have to do
understand.
anything.
I was there because this man dies and says, "I don't want to die a virgin." So he gets reincarnated as a fucking sword, and he's like, "Well, I'm a sword, but I'm still not gonna die a virgin." So eventually, someone's gonna fuck this sword, which is why we're here.
That sounds like Alex's favorite anime. I don't know. Like, how come he didn't watch
I was
it?
wondering when I was going to be dragged into this. Lolies, swords.
No, but see, with the whole onset of like you reincarnated as something fucking absurd, the anime.
Yeah.
I thought Vending Machine was gonna be real dumb, and it is dumb, but it's enjoyable dumb. Where it's like it doesn't take itself seriously. It's kind of like how Konosuba is, where it's
See,
like it's not
stuff
supposed to
like
be
that,
serious
though.
isekai. It's just we're just having fun, dude. Just have fun with
Is
us.
it, like,
Stuff like
super
that can be
self-aware?
stuff like that can be really enjoyable as long as they lean heavily into the absurdity of it.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say Vending Machine is super aware like Konosuba is, but I'm saying it's in the same vein of like we're not trying to take ourselves seriously here. Like, it's just a dumb fucking idea.
Yeah, this is not supposed to be like a highly intellectual thing to watch. Just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, just
Here's
enjoy
my
it.
question though, like, is it more like a very like just very chill, like kind of like you chuckle at it type of show,
Yeah,
or is it like
just a
actually
chill,
going
like,
in a direction type of show? Because say what you will on Konosuba, what I really like was kind of really surprised by it is that it's actually going in a direction. You actually see like a progression in the world, the story, and the characters, just in a very slow and like it's very very like fun, but it's like there is a progression in the actual story.
See,
Like, is
I
Vending
really
Machine
like.
also like that, or it's a very
So
kind of
Vending Machine Isekai
stuff
is actually
happens?
like that. Like,
Wait,
stuff will
really?
happen.
Oh,
Yes, it actually does have stuff like that later on. Like,
Oh.
I can't say too much because I
That's
don't want to
cool.
spoil anything for anyone. But like, that's why I'm like, I'm honestly surprised that it's actually good. Like, I unironically, I know it might seem like I was being ironic about Vending Machine Isekai being actually worth the hype,
it's
but
called
it's
Vending
actually
Machine
good. Like,
Isekai, yeah.
I don't know why it's good, other than the fact that it has a really good world building in it. Because he's a fucking vending machine. Of course, it's not going to center around him 24/7, right? It's going to be more about the characters. It's going to be about the world, and it's just fun. It's just fun to be a vending machine along with this dude. But I will agree with
What's
Chinoda's
your favorite
point
drink that he can pull out?
Well, I mean, he sells water and stuff right now, and juices and basic stuff. He sells beer actually in the latest episode.
So does the stuff
Sells
in the vending
beer.
machine? Seriously, does the stuff in the vending machine come out of his mouth or his ass?
It comes out of his crotch
Fucking-
actually.
Oh, so he's like jizzing all this stuff out all over people.
Alex, you are making this so fucking weird. Can you not?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The author of this fucking thing made it weird when the dude reincarnated as a vending machine. Okay, I'm just asking the pertinent questions.
It's not like he feels it like it's his body. Okay, don't. You fucking weirdo.
Alex is projecting.
He also can transform into a condom dispenser.
That was in the latest episode.
Yeah, that was in the latest episode.
I mentioned that in the preview
What?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because basically, in the they don't explain this in the anime, but in the novel they explain that he can transform into any type of vending machine that he has used when he was alive, because his entire shtick is that he is a vending machine freak. He loves vending machines. He loves going to different countries and trying vending machines. Yeah, exactly.
I want to point out also.
Exactly.
I also want to point out when John described the synopsis to me, I looked it up. There are actually people like this.
No.
There are
Yeah,
actually
dude,
people
it's
who are
fucking
vending.
wild.
There are actually vending machine otaku.
Well, yeah, because they're fucking crazy.
Why?
Well,
Come
alright,
on.
It's like how every time I see a new drink flavor, I'm like, I gotta try this.
Me,
Like,
yes.
I just have
That's
to.
Prime, right?
I've never seen this flavor of this brand. Like Starry. I was like, what is Starry? What the
It's
fuck?
pretty good, by the way.
I like it a lot more than Sierra Mist. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like I don't miss Sierra Mist whatsoever once I started drinking Starry. But speaking of generic isekai, I do have to agree with Chinoda here. There's so much trash this season for isekai.
Okay. I will say.
Let
me say that. No, fuck you. Let me say this. Not all of it's trash. Not all of it's like straight up.
I
trash.
fucking doubt that,
It's
man.
just generic.
Press
no,
X to
there was
doubt.
actual trash last season. This season, it's just generic. But it's not trashy. It's just
Listen,
Look
generic.
at your
There is
fucking
a difference.
bar.
Listen,
For quality,
let me
generic
tell you
is not
something. No, let
trash
me
for
tell
you.
you guys something about isekai. There are 2 isekai this season that I never heard of in my life, and I started watching.
What?
them.
What?
That's a fucking
Yeah, it
lie.
happened.
That is a lie. He is
Okay.
lying
That's a
to
lie.
you.
Listen, I didn't know they existed. The Great Cleric is one of them, right? Reincarnated as the Great Cleric or whatever.
Actually
I'm watching
enjoy
that.
it. Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, it's kind of okay. It's kind of a generic isekai. Like, it's not good, but it's not terrible. Like, it's not
Is that the
smart
curse
bad.
of people who like isekai? They're trapped in being like, it's not great,
We're
but it's
trapped in
okay.
an endless hell. Yes.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Okay, that's not as bad as fucking I reincarnated as the next lord of a territory, but I want to be a pastry chef.
Oh,
It's
What?
So a world-class pastry chef dies in a freak pastry accident. Listen
All right.
to me.
First of
A
all,
giant
everyone out there,
fucking
don't
Sugar Phoenix falls on him.
don't put your dick in the donut.
Get that yeast infection.
So a world-class patissier dies because his giant glass candy phoenix falls on him, and he reincarnates as the son of a lord territory. And the only thing, his name, guess his fucking name, please. Guess this guy's name.
Yeah, please guess.
Cream-filled
Baker.
donut. I don't know.
Close. His name
Is
is
it Baker?
Pastry.
Yeah.
Pastry.
By the way, John,
not
great
kidding.
use of the word pâtissier.
Well, that's what it is.
Pâtissier.
It's the
That's the
term
word.
for a baker.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
I parlay a little français. But yeah, literally his name is Pastry.
Ugh.
And he has generic isekai powers of like, I can literally cut and paste shit. I'm like, they spent a whole 2 episodes going over like his power. They're like, oh, but his power, what's his magic power? They do 2 fucking episodes and then they reveal it. It's like, I literally can just cut and paste shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
So his power is literally just Control-C, Control-V?
Yes.
he can copy anything that he sees, I guess, or something. I don't fucking know.
He basically replicates is what he
Oh,
does.
so it's Rimuru.
Kinda.
It's kind of, and it's real.
Who is
fucking
this show
dumb.
for?
I don't know. Like, it's actually half
Still watching
isekai and half like, oh, but I can bake in a different world.
Who goes and is like, that's my favorite anime?
I know.
People who talk exactly like that.
Yeah, honestly.
So
TV no work, I get club.
It's super
There's-
goddamn generic, but like
I'm not actually enjoying it, but I'm just like so invested in like, what kind of pastry is he gonna make next, man? He literally invented apple pie in the last episode,
Will
but they're called bonkas. Bonka
Yeah.
pie.
How great would it be if someone like a character like Gordon Ramsay got isekai'd though?
oh my god, I would pay money
It's
to
wrong.
see that.
It's fucking raw.
But
Oh,
I
God.
mean, I do enjoy the side characters of that anime, honestly. It's like it's not
Dude.
great. It's absolutely not
This
great.
stuff keeps
but-
getting made because people like you keep watching it.
Absolutely.
No,
It's
you
it's
gotta
our fault.
understand.
I know that.
Okay. This is the type of show that I will toss on, and it's just gonna play in the background, and I'm just gonna practice my Nihongoese of like trying to understand what they're saying, and I'm not gonna look at the screen because it's not important enough for me to look at the screen.
His
Vending
name is
machine.
Pastry. What's the Nihongo in there?
Listen, it's just
I'm gonna Nihongo your kneecaps in a bit. I swear to God.
Nihongo your kneecaps. It's like,
God damn.
yeah, I want to drop them, I really do, but at the same time, I'm like, I got nothing else to do, so I may as well.
There's
just
so
have it
many
play.
good shows you can watch. So many good shows that ended from last year, for fucking 10 years ago.
I know.
Go watch
You could
that.
rewatch
Not currently
Spice and Wolf in
airing.
preparation for the new remake. I
But
mean,
it's
come
not
on.
currently airing. It's new. It's fresh. It's something I've never had before. It's a different flavor of shit pie.
I'm not sure about that with Isekai, let's be honest.
You two have to understand, we are literally stuck in a hell loop, okay?
I have a
We do
question.
this to ourselves.
Yeah, we know.
I have a question.
What's your question?
So, you guys are done with this fucking Patissier piece of shit guy?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, I'll watch it to the end.
Oh, okay, no. Like,
I mean, are you done talking? He meant if you're
can
done
we
talking about
have,
it.
Can we talk about peak Isekai actually?
You want to talk about
Yes.
Mushoku Tensei?
Yes, I want to talk about Mushoku Tensei.
Oh my god.
Dude!
Let me tell you how fucking disappointed I am in the anime for season 2.
All right,
Oh, here we
don't listen
go.
to this.
Lay it
This,
on me.
Bro.
this source material bimbo.
They missed so much shit, dude. Like,
Oh, here we go.
oh my god. You don't understand the significance of the fucking converging arrow or whatever the fuck they were called. People.
Counter,
like,
Counter arrow.
Counter arrow, thank you. I was like, whatever their name was. They play a bigger part in his rehabilitation. And I'm just so sad that they kind of just play it off as like an episode of, oh, he does stuff, but then he doesn't. And then they literally just say what happened without like, they just tell it to you.
They're
with
just.
subtext.
It's been only 2 episodes.
I know.
Yeah,
That'd
but
be
I
so
think
cool,
that's
though.
John's point. Like, they were a bigger part, and they completely skipped that.
Okay. So obviously I haven't read the books.
They gave you a Cliff Notes version of what actually happened. And that's my
Let's be
problem.
honest though. It's not like they have all the time in the world to cover all that shit. Let's be frank.
Yeah, but for a show that's about this man's personal growth, like this is a very I would say, more integral part of his personal growth of getting over shit.
So I heard that this section was done in the original web novels, but was actually in the light novels. That's
Yes.
what my friend
That's
who,
what I-
who
that's what I
read
heard
the
too.
web novels said.
Mhm.
I so far, I'm still really fucking enjoying it. I didn't like there was this like the only like thing that I noticed that like really bothered me. There was this one cut in episode 2 where they have this like discussion with this guy from the other guild who was like pretty much giving Rudy shit for like being the way he is, like
Yeah,
pretty
being
much
fake.
seeing through his issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like that scene, but it cut pretty much to the same location, but from a different angle. So it was like, you could tell after like they were having conversation. It's a very different day after a while because it was like, oh, we went on this adventure and Sarah or whatever his name is, she got lost. It's like, but that cut was so fucking like.
Abrupt.
It was so like out of nowhere. It's very like amateurish. I was kind of surprised by that. But
Yeah,
aside from
it's
that,
like-
it still feels like Mushoku
It's almost
Tensei.
like during this section, it probably it actually does span like an entire month, and they just condensed it into like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was very noticeable. Aside from like that, like I'm still very enjoying the show, but that was like a very like
Yeah,
weird
I mean,
edited choice.
it's my same complaint about season 1, where it's like we are watching the Cliff Notes version of the show, and in season 1 it wasn't as bad because like the stuff that they skip and yada yada over, where they just don't acknowledge it and they kind of just go whatever. It's not that integral. I was like, okay, you're right, it wasn't extremely integral, but this specific part I thought was, and that's why I was disappointed in it.
Do you
'Cause I
think
was
they
like,
could still have time to turn it around for this current section of the story?
well,
For
see, I
you.
can't say anything without spoiling shit about like
see.
what the I know what the resolution is going to be in this season. And I understand that the resolution is going to be the way that they handle the resolution and of this thing is going to be better than like this beginning part. But I liked seeing when it gets kick started. Like the reason he even has a resolution, how it leads up to it, right, to the climax. I care about the background, about the
But
preamble.
Sarah is so cute.
She's adorable. Probably
Oh,
gonna
man.
die.
Do I have some bad fucking news for you?
Oh,
No,
shit!
don't
God
say
damn it!
that!
No!
If they
I'm
go
just
by
happy
the-
this fucking show is back. It's so good. Like
I will
the
say,
animation.
Natai, speaking of cuts, do you want to talk about the censorship that we got in the West?
That's so weird.
It's so subtle, and it's like it doesn't really
Episode
mean
0,
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't
so like
really
that's
mean
the
anything in the
zero.
long run.
I don't
It's
really
so
understand.
strange.
Like, I didn't even notice the cut, so I don't
Yeah,
understand. Like, how
It just
did
seems
people
like very
realize?
weird camera work.
Well, I guess because people watched the original Japanese one and were like, "Hey, it wasn't like that in the original Japanese." I watched
It
it
wasn't.
in the English one.
Yeah.
So let's
and
give
it's,
some
it's
context.
subtle.
Pretty much.
So yeah, some context is
Yeah.
it's literally just butt rubbing that gets cut out.
Like there's this one scene of these like two like fucking like high society people like conspiring and doing shit, and one of them is like his mistress slash assassin is like on his lap, and pretty much the original cut of it is that you can see him like rubbing in her butt and like you know just laying his hands on her and like very you know just like
He's fondling
caressing her or
his
whatever.
underage slave assassin. Yes.
Yes.
That, and in the cut that's on Crunchyroll, it's like zoomed in. It's literally just a zoom in on that same scene, so you don't see what he's doing with his hands. It's very out of place, and like that's kind of strange, but okay. But it's like,
And if you didn't know to look for it, it is subtle enough where if you didn't really know it was cut, you wouldn't really probably think twice about it.
Yeah.
But my fear is like because I feel like this is probably something that was done by Crunchyroll, and maybe it had something to do with the people that advertise with them. I don't know. But my fear is if they're willing to cut something like that, considering all the stuff that we saw in season 1, we saw a literal fucking gangbang in season 1.
there
So,
was a gangbang in
I
season
don't
one?
remember where. I
You don't
read
remember the
this, so-
slutty girl that was getting fucked by all the guys?
That was played for laughs, though. Let's be honest.
It was played for
It
laughs,
was,
but we
but
still
still.
saw it.
I have no comment.
So
I have so much future knowledge.
My
I want to
fear-
talk about so much shit. But
My fear though
damn
is
it.
if Crunchyroll or whoever was in charge of getting this out in the Western to the Western audience is gonna censor that, what else would they
Alex.
be willing to censor?
So take this with a grain of salt. I read this somewhere when this happened, so I don't remember 100%. But what I did read, what I remember is they actually did it on the studio side and put out 2 separate versions. One
It was
for
not the
West
studio; it was the production committee that's ordered that.
or production committee. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the studio itself like gave it like wasn't the one that cut it. It was the from the production committee.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Is
where I
Crunchyroll
read
on
it,
the
but I-
production committee?
I don't know
Because
I don't know.
Crunchyroll is on several production committees these days.
I know it's easy to jump to the Crunchyroll bad, anime good.
I know,
but like
it
let's not
is.
kid ourselves. It's not necessarily.
I'm just trying to put all the pieces together.
Well,
No,
because
that's fair.
if it was a production committee, because for TV in other places around the world, there is a time slot that you apply
Yes.
for, and
Yep.
there are certain ratings that you can't exceed when you have these time slots.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be why they had to do a separate cut because
May-
they're like,
yeah.
because of the time
Maybe-
slot. I don't know Japanese law and stuff like that.
Maybe
so
there's
I can't
one
say
that
for
airs
sure.
at like 8 o'clock at night, and then like the uncensored or unaltered one airs at like midnight or something.
Yeah, like I don't know. It depends on time slot stuff because I know that is it Mexico that does that where it's like after 10 p.m. or something, like it's just adult stuff.
Yeah, well, it's like in the UK they have what they call the watershed, which I think anything that airs after 10 p.m. is considered beyond the watershed, meaning it's for adults.
No.
It's
So,
well.
but I will
But-
say, I feel like because the reason it's like I get why they would censor it because again it's an underage mistress, not really his mistress. It's an underage slave,
She's an assassin, yeah. She's just a
assassin slave. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like very obvious that she's underage, and it's
Hmm.
like I get that they had to show like obviously the anime producers are like, all right, we got to express how shitty and evil this guy is. Let's make him like touch
Grope
an
a underage
slave's
character.
Yeah, like exactly. We got to show how evil he is. Like, okay, you didn't have to do that. You could just have him like lick his lips or something and be suggestive about it.
You know
Like,
what's
I
the
was like,
thing
eh.
though? You know what's the thing though? If it wasn't censored, I don't think most people even like thought of it.
No,
much.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like this
No,
was
no one
such
would've.
a nothing burger of a situation. Like when
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was who was like, what was it you, Chinoda? That was like, what about the controversy thing? Someone pinged me in the Discord about this.
It
I
may have
think
been
that was
Shinoda.
me. I think that was
And I was
me,
just
yeah.
like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I didn't notice anything. I was like, what did
I
they
led
censor?
you
Like,
down that rabbit hole. I did.
Yeah, and I was just like, and then Alex is the one who posted the response of like, here's the 2 censored and uncensored versions. And I'm
Side
like,
by side.
yeah, and I'm like, there's barely a difference. Like whether I watch one or the other, my emotions towards this disgusting pig of a man remain the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll
But yeah,
disagree with
um,
that. I was more disgusted by the butt touching version for obvious reasons. It was still disgusting, but then that
I didn't need to
was-
see that to be disgusted at. Like I understood because again,
No, it's different
there's
levels of
subtext,
disgust.
dude.
Yeah,
There's subtext involved here where I can
Sub-butts.
just I can
Sub-butts.
actually just know that that's what they're going for without having to actually see it. You know, you can tell
But yeah.
stories like that.
no, you can. I'm just saying, personally, my level of disgust was just even higher at the
It's
other
just,
version.
It's just such a weird it's such a weird thing to censor. Like it's so
Yeah.
like John said, it's nothing. If you hadn't censored it, no one would have paid attention.
This is
Anyway,
such a nothing burger.
It's back to like the actual like show as a whole so far. It's been only like 2-3 episodes. As an anime only, who loved season 1, it's like a fucking my favorite show of that season. That year. I'm really pumped. I'm having a really good time. It's so good to be back, and I'm really excited to see more. Cause
I think the music is fantastic.
the music is godly, dude. Oh, and the animation is still really fucking good. There's
Yeah,
so many cool
I was
cuts
actually
and, like-
surprised they came out swinging with like the
Yeah.
animation. I was just like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I didn't expect them to do that. That's crazy.
Good shit all around, really. Like, Stuart Bine's still like doing God's work.
I'm here for the character suffering.
Yeah, that too.
Being Subaru is suffering. Well, since we're
I
on
just
the
wa-
kick of talking about like stuff that's airing currently, do we want to keep that up?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
John, I want you to talk about goat hands, please.
Oh boy, here we
Oh
go.
my god. Okay.
Please.
So
I think it's AI. I really do think
We-
that
I
shit
don't
is AI.
Man.
all right. we talked about Gohans, and I talked about how the Master
Which are
Cat
you
is,
talking about for context?
There's
So,
2 of them.
There's 2 Gohan shows this season. The girl I
Oh my
like forgot her
God.
glasses, and the Masterful Cat is depressed again today.
Which I would like to point out, the girl I like forgot her glasses currently on Mal has a higher rating than fucking Rent a Girlfriend season 2.
No fucking way, let's go!
That's not a high bar
The
at all.
worst part about the Gohans thing is that their art is beautiful. It looks great.
When it's
Their
hand
2D
drawn.
animation. Their 2D animation is great. And then
But-
you get to their weird fucking 3D CGI, and then the weird fucking angles. What the fuck, Gohans? What is this? They have this weird fucking angle that they keep using, right? There's two framing techniques that they do. They'll do one where it's like the camera is attached to the bottom of someone's fucking shoe, on the back of their shoe, zoomed back out,
It's
looking
almost like a
upwards.
fisheye lens.
Yes,
It
and then they
basically
have a
is.
frame where they use a fisheye lens, where they just watch people walk through with a fisheye lens. That's it. And I'm like, what is this?
Like,
Why are
it's
you
so
doing
weird.
this?
It's very much a,
Gohan?
what
So-
the fuck is this shot? What is
It's
going
the thing
on?
about Gohans, and John hit it right on the like hit the nail on the head, right? Gohans is great at 2D animation. They're fucking fantastic. It's beautiful. It's very lively. They're really great with color palettes too. But man, the 3D CG hits you like a fucking Mack truck.
Bro,
Is it
Bro, it's a
literally
fucking
just like-
train.
horrendous.
Is it on the same level as Handshakers? Or is it like...
No,
watch
it's
that
worse.
No.
It's worse,
worse?
Natai.
So
It's
my
so
problem is
bad.
that I don't understand the framing that they do for a bunch of shots. Like, first and foremost, there's establishing shots, right? That they'll make for the show that have no reason being there. Like, why did I just watch a fish eyeball lens frame of a dude getting onto a train that had zero anything to do with
So
the
like
story
someone
of the
went to a
kids?
film school for like a week and was like...
It
No.
kinda feels like it.
No,
Like,
seriously,
kinda does.
Natai, it's like the 2D stuff is done by people who've been doing this for years, and then they pass off the 3D CG stuff to people who are in middle school just learning how to use Blender.
and
I will say, Natai, I have no complaints when they actually focus on the characters. It looks perfectly fine. It's very good.
yeah, the
very
voice acting is
beautiful.
fine. The character designs are fine. The voice acting is fine. The story is fine. It's just the art. I can't. Like, I've never been a type of person who goes, this art is too ugly, I can't watch.
Yeah, I'm that way too.
I don't know. Like, because
I watched Ping Pong the animation, man.
they keep doing weird decisions of, like, they'll have 2D characters in a 3D scene, and it looks so bad. Like, it's so jarring to see 2D characters standing here. Like, it doesn't, I'm like, this perspective doesn't make sense. I hate this.
It's crazy because you have like actual good examples of compositing 2D characters to 3D like backgrounds, or using
Yeah.
3D like cameras to move. Like one of the shows I'll talk later does it really fucking well.
Like the Evangelion rebuild movies.
Like I mean, those are movies with, like, you can give it the benefit that that's a movie production and whatnot, but you can have TV shows with TV schedule with people that know how to composite 2D characters and 3D background arts.
Yeah.
Or like using 3D camera movements. You know, it's
So,
not impossible.
For an example, so
Just very hard.
Futurama, right? The Matt Groening show. Futurama.
okay.
Amazing sci-fi. I can't wait for the newest season to come out.
So soon.
I can't wait.
The new
But-
season times 5 this time.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I really like how they ended it last time, but whatever. Like, maybe it'll be a new universe. But point is, that
The
has
Flash?
3D in it. The Planet Express ship and all the planets floating around, that's 3D CG.
Okay.
You wouldn't think that, because when they were using the technology to do it, it's like, here's their original 2D animation and here's their 3D. Why doesn't it look jarring? Because they hyper stylized the 3D to make it super cartoony, so it looks fine. And
Gohan
it's like,
doesn't
you
do
can
that.
you can just do that. Like, you can do that. It's fine.
Gohan
It's
does
fine
not.
to go hands. Dude, they don't even have the correct. It literally looks like middle school fucking workers' first project.
My first anime.
Like, dude, The fucking
Look, Mom, I'm a director.
Look, Mom, I'm a director now.
they don't even listen. I do 3D stuff too for modeling, right? They don't even have the right textures on their models. They didn't care about the
You
composition.
can
of their
literally see the
textures.
difference of when they care and when they don't. You literally
Yeah,
can.
like
I don't think it's a question of not caring, Shinoda. I think it's a question of not having the talent to do it.
Oh God, yeah, you might be right.
like you can, when you make things in 3D, you can put textures on them, you can paint on them, you can draw on them, you can hyper stylize them to make them look better.
Animation
Like we've seen
with
3D
John.
CG that looks super realistic, right?
yeah.
Right.
JoJo's.
JoJo's.
Does
And
it
then
really
we can also
well.
hyper stylize it to just make it super cartoony and fun. They chose neither of these. They chose, we're going to render out a car and then we're going to have the same car on different lanes. There's only 3 models of cars that we have, guys. So make sure you only have one in focus that we're following with the camera, and the other ones are just passerbys. No one's going to notice those. I'm like, the problem is that they all look the same color because none of them have paint. None of them have materials.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
so bad.
Which that's fine if what you're going to animate is in the background and it doesn't need a phenomenal amount of detail. When it's up close and it's the thing you're focusing on, that's not good.
Drawing attention to it with your weird fucking camera angles is also a bad call. I'm just, I don't work in composites or framing or in nothing. I don't work in the fucking movie industry at all. But I can tell you, this looks fucking bad.
Yeah,
Just
whoever
god-awful.
this
Is it that
director
distracting for
is.
like watching?
Yes,
The actual
because
show.
you'll go from like,
It's like part
here's
of the
a
experience
5-minute
of watching
segment.
it.
There's a 5-minute segment where they're just doing the 2D stuff, and it's like you're having fun, and it's like, oh, this is an actual anime, cool. And then they'll have this weird fucking frame shot of like, now we're on the street corner. We're in a fish eyeball lens angled at super high to look down, looking at 2 different streets to watch people walk past in 3D CG. And it's like, why? Why did you do this? Why did I need to look at this for fucking 10, 15 seconds before we went to the next scene? Why is this a transition? What is it? It's like, and the worst part is, if you're doing a transitional scene, it's supposed to mean like express, oh, they moved to a different area. They didn't fucking move. She's still in the goddamn office, bro. Time passed by. That was it. Did you have to do that to signify time passed? Why? Why go hands?
There's merit to having like weird camera angles or stuff like that if you're like telling a Nisio Isin story and you're part of the Monogatari series, but this is not the Monogatari series, go hens.
It's all about intent, right? It's like,
Yeah, like,
what were you
I don't
trying to say
understand their
when you made
intent
the
behind the
decision?
framing of the shots. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me.
It's all
And-
about like, what was the thought process behind going? This is the shot I want to go with. And when you get some fucking random shit, it's like, it's just disorienting probably to watch, right?
Very.
I want to talk about something that's not disorienting to watch.
Okay.
Zom 100.
Bro.
Yo.
Bro!
From what I hear,
Yo!
I haven't watched this yet, but from what I hear, it is the opposite of disorienting to watch.
Bro,
It's apparently
bro.
fucking
Okay.
great.
Bro,
It's
I'll just say
silky
this. Let me get
smooth.
one line in. This is probably my favorite first episode of the season so far, of like any show that I watch.
That is a big claim.
Oh, that's
That first
Because it's really
episode.
good.
So I watched only the first episode. That first episode, mwah, bro. Like if you're a sucker for like good directing, you'll come all day, bro. It's fucking
no,
awesome.
it is a fantastic first
the
episode.
fucking all right. So everyone was hyped up for Zom 100, and I was like, I didn't know nothing about it, and I looked up the studio.
Same.
So it's the same studio that did Comey Can't Communicate, and what's the other show that they just did?
Is it a wait? Let me check.
It's a brand
I haven't
new
checked which
studio.
show It is.
Yeah,
They literally have 2 shows under their belt. Comey Can't Communicate is literally their first show, and I was like, Comey Can't Communicate looked great. It's a shame the source material sucks.
For the most part, it was fine.
I mean, I liked the song Cinderella. That was a cool opening song.
That OP is fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah,
I just
Cinderella's really
that
good.
show, that OP deserved a better show. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, Comey Can't Communicate kind of mid, but the animation was fucking solid. The animation studio that does Zom 100, beautiful animation, dude. I love it. It's so
Fucking
it's peak.
awesome.
And I'm like,
the use of colors is
and I'm
what
like,
I
bro,
fucking
who
love.
is this studio? Where did they come from? They came out fucking
Bug
swinging.
films.
Holy
Bug
shit.
Films. What a
Whoever
great
the
Yeah.
fuck
name.
Bug Films
And I'm
is.
like, who? And I don't recognize the style. I don't recognize who these could be from the industry. Because, you know, like the people who went from Madhouse to 8-Bit, I'm like, I could recognize those guys. The people who
Yeah,
went from,
sure.
you know, like White Fox being Studio Bind now. They went and
Mhm.
made a fucking Studio Bind. It's like, I can recognize that. I see
Or-
that, right?
Guy next to Trigger.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
know they're so hyper stylized. We know their techniques. I do not understand
There's-
who Bug Films is.
Bro, there were so many cool jump cuts in that first episode that was like, that's fucking awesome, dude. Like, there's so many cool, like the transitions between scenes of him being like literally him. And like, I'm trying to be very vague and not say a lot of things, but him going out of his apartment was like getting ready to go to work, opening the door, and then it cuts to him, like from a different angle, but it's the door of the office that he's walking in. It's like fucking efficient, like visual storytelling. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah,
And
like-
then when you actually get to the more high energy scenes later in that first episode, it looks fucking great. And like the colors that they use, it's so vibrant, and it's so
Dude, it's such
so energetic
a fun
and
show.
fun.
Like I honestly think Zom 100 is my number 2 this season, after Mushoku
Wait,
Tensei.
so I only watched the first episode. How many episodes are out so far? 3?
Episode 2
Two.
came out a couple days ago.
I need to watch episode 2. Episode 1 was
Oh my god,
fucking
dude.
stellar.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god!
It's
Ah,
so
dude.
good.
It's good. It's
Alex, you need to watch it.
I will eventually. I want to
I
say
know,
that
Alex.
good. It has
I-
earned
I've
its
been-
high rating for this season. I just like last season with the whole what's that fucking show? Oh, with Oshinoko, where everyone was
Yeah.
hyped up beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm with everyone now. I'm like, this hype was worth it. They were right. It's actually really good.
So
Like,
I want to
don't
point
wait
out
on this.
I've been I'm trying to been finding out. I'm trying to find out like what is Bug Films. Like surely if it's a relatively new company, was it like formed from a bunch of people that left one studio or what? I will say their Japanese website is really well designed.
That's a
They
plus.
have literally, it was Komi Can't Communicate, and then another one that they did that also looked really good. I didn't watch it.
Fine.
On Mel, it says that's their only title so far, Bug Films. So I don't know.
I went on.
They've
the
done
website.
they have
two
not like
shows.
they've not principally produced anything else besides Zom 100, but they've rendered production assistance on a couple of other things.
On their website. It showed. I remember because I was looking on their website too, and I was like, what productions did they help out on? So I remember Komi Can't Communicate was the first one, and then they had another one from last season or something.
So they have worked on the first thing they've been the principal production company on is Zom 100. The other two things they've worked on is Komi Can't Communicate and Summertime Rendering.
Summertime Rendering, yeah, that show.
They've helped Second Key Animation on Ancient Magus Bride, Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury, Pokemon
Amazing
Horizons.
show, by the way.
But yeah, those are the three things that they've had any kind of like principal. Well, the only thing they've done principal production on is Zom 100, and then Summertime Rendering. And Komi
Dude,
Can't
they're fucking.
Communicate
They came out swinging, man.
done
Like,
cooperation
respect,
on.
fucking mad respect.
Yeah,
like this
indeed.
is. If they keep up this energy and they keep up cranking these type of shows out, like I won't. I do not doubt they'll go down as one of the best in the industry, in history.
Oh, this
I do
first
wonder,
episode
like,
was
where they
awesome,
came
man.
from. Like, there's got to be because you say you don't recognize his style. Like,
I don't.
I feel like maybe it's a collaborative style between people from different studios that just left and founded their own. Maybe
I don't know. It's like it's such a.
if anyone
such an
listens to this knows the story of how Bug Films came to exist, please let us know. I'm
like
curious.
there's so much like hectic and so like frantic energy in that first episode, and it's so like it's so well paced. Like I can't stress enough out that pacing of that first episode just pulls you right in. And when you do get to like the payoff of everything going down, it's so like it's such a good time. It's such a good time watching that first episode. And when it clicks like what they're going for, it's like that's fucking awesome. It's so uniquely anime and so it's just so
And
so
can I just
specific
say,
what
like,
it's going for.
when I first heard that, like, it's literally about a dude in the zombie apocalypse as an anime, I'm like, okay, here we go. High School of the Dead. Here we go again. Like,
But
I haven't seen, because if I'm being completely honest here, all the zombie related media for anime is kind of all mid. Like, I can't, I think of like Zombie Lone, Corpse Princess.
Zombieland Saga is not mid.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say.
but that's not about zombies. That's more about idol stuff,
Idols,
but as
yeah.
zombies. Like I'm saying, the main principle of like Zombie Loan and Corpse Princess and High School of the Dead is zombie apocalypse, right? There is an actual threat of a zombie apocalypse here.
I want you to
and
be
there's
very
the
careful
actual
what you
threat of
say about
zombies.
High School of the Dead, John. I
Well.
have a knife.
No, but I'm saying they're all just like whatever. Like they don't really care about the zombies in them. And zombies is a very special sect of film to me because I love zombie flicks. Luce Fulci's Zombie is like an amazing fucking Italian zombie rendition of like old school zombie, like slow, stupid. It comes off of a boat and everyone's like, "Oh, zombie," right?
Like a George Romero zombie.
Yeah, like considered the godfather of zombie films, George Romero. With, was it Night of the
Fucking
Living
Romero. I hated fighting him.
Night of the Living Dead was the first like true zombie movie.
Dead? Right, and like I like zombie films a lot, but it's kind of like there's your standout hits of zombie stuff. Train to Busan, standout zombie film, amazing Korean zombie film, BTW.
That's just an amazing Korean movie, period.
Just period. It's really good. I like. It was obvious what was happening, but I fucking loved everything about it. Like how they did the arcs and everything. Like it was great storytelling.
Great cinematography too.
I really liked Zombieland. Was
Zombieland was a good fun
The
movie.
first
I
Zombieland
like-
movie was
the first
great.
one's really good. Yeah,
I haven't watched
kind
the
of
second
garbage.
one.
It's kind of
But the
garbage.
first one is just really fun. It's a
Right.
I like how
And then,
in
like,
the Japanese dub version of the second Zombieland movie
So
has
good.
all the characters from Zombieland Saga doing the voice of the zombies.
So good.
That is actually super funny. And then
But
then there's like titular 28 days later, 28 weeks. 28 weeks later is weak, but I really like 28 days later. The
There's going to
opening
be another
sequence for
sequel to
28
that, by the way.
Yeah, 28 months later. We've
No,
been waiting
28 years later.
Are they doing? They're going
Oh,
straight to
really?
years instead of months.
Yeah, that's the rumor that there is going to be a third movie in that
They've
series.
been talking about that for the last fucking 14 years, dude. I've been waiting since middle school.
I always
Like,
thought that
come
it was.
on.
I always thought it was originally going to be planned as like a four movie like series. There's going to be 28 days, 28 weeks, 28 months, 28 years later.
I thought they were gonna do 28 months later, but I have issues with the second one just because like how the story is real fucking dumb. But those fucking kids, goddamn, never like it didn't make any sense how those kids got out, and nothing else about it doesn't matter. I'm not
Got
gonna
away with it
complain
if it
about
weren't for those meddling kids.
Listen, I have so much to complain about with 28 weeks later versus 28 days later and how good that one is.
28 Days
But-
Later was a really good movie, though.
My point is, when it
I'll
comes
watch
to anime zombies, I haven't seen a work that was just blew me away, like either with the story or with the animation, anything. It's always just been like zombies exist and they kind of just like muddle about, and that's about it. Like School Live. Remember? Do you guys remember watching that?
Oh,
Life
yeah.
is so
I actually really
good.
enjoyed
I
that.
loved School Life, yeah. But that
So
wasn't
that one
about the
was good
zombies. That was
because-
about like the character growth.
Yeah, that was,
That was
the
about
characters and how they
depression
dealt
and
with-
trauma.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what made that good, right? But it wasn't about the zombies, and this is where like this show and how they like show off the zombies and shit. I just like it's amazing. I love the zombies.
So
in it 'cause
much fun.
They're fucking crazy zombies, dude. Like if I didn't know any better, I would have thought this is Trigger's zombie anime. If I didn't know any
Because
better,
they explode for no reason as well. It's like they going like all like it's so fucking weird, but it's
yeah, the way that they
much
transform into
fun.
like mega fucking zombie monsters, you're just like, yo, what the fuck, dude? Like,
yeah.
That's definitely
it's-
unique. I've seen so many different ways that zombies die, and it's like exploding is not one I have seen.
But I'm like this first episode was so fucking strong. I'm worried how they're gonna like keep up with it and keep going
oh,
with
dude,
it. Like
nope, episode 2 is really good too. Like,
okay,
oh my god,
Okay.
It
I
just
won't
goes-
say anything.
yeah.
It's really good, dude. Like, I'm honestly surprised at how much I like this. Honestly,
yeah, same. I was like, so
Is it-
I was
Is
playing.
it maybe a surprise hit of the season?
I wouldn't say it's a surprise hit because apparently other people knew.
People
it was
were
gonna be
like
good.
hyped for it. Yeah,
Yeah, people were
It
pretty
was-
hyped for it.
People
Okay.
were like really ready for it, but like it was so much fun because I wanted to watch it before the monthly dub. So I was like, I watched it with my girlfriend just like on a whim. Like let's check it out, and it
The
was
girl
so.
I like forgot her glasses is definitely the surprise hit of the season.
Oh,
I'm surprised
God
people
damn it.
actually like it. Yes, I am
Is
surprised.
that the other
it's so highly
Gohan show?
rated.
No, that's the one that really sucks.
It's the Gohans. with
But it's the
fucking-
Gohan show, yeah.
Yeah, it is a
One of
Gohan
the-
show. Yes.
One of the
It
two
is
Gohan
super
shows.
pretty. Like,
It is pretty when we don't look at the CG, but
So
Oh,
so
man.
like, what's the thing about it that people like? Is it just a slice of life rom com shit?
yeah, it's slice of
Yeah.
life rom-com, and the 2D is beautiful. Like I said, it's amazing.
Apparently, the
But-
manga that it's based off of is really well regarded as well.
oh,
Well-
But
I just can't get over the CG, dude. I honestly cannot. I can't get over how bad it's so jarring. Why go ahead? Oh man, but I need to ask Chinoda,
yo,
how fucking dare you say so much shit about Ryza? How fucking
okay,
dare you?
all right.
all
Let
right,
me
we
explain.
go.
Look,
I will agree,
look
Chinoda.
here.
I will agree that the establishing thighs per second is not as high as it could be.
It's too
We
damn
definitely
low.
need it's pretty damn low.
We
But
need more
I-
thighs.
Actually, I think it's perfect. I actually
No,
think that's
you
perfect.
don't understand. In the very first episode, it's like an hour long, right? It's like 45 minutes, was it?
Yeah.
What?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes. Literally within the first, what was it, 10 seconds, we get our first establishing thigh shot. Well, I was like, perfect. If it keeps up this, we'll have an establishing thigh shot at least 5 or 6 a minute. And that's what I'm here for, right? Literally, we get to episode 2. Now we're down to like only 3 establishing thigh shots per minute. I can't fucking believe they do this to us. Do you know how many establishing thigh shots per minute we get in the actual video game? Literally
They
all of them.
blueballed you.
Okay, I will say this. I think it's a good amount because it teases you. It keeps your attention because it asks you, keep watching, you'll get
Sure.
another, but you don't know when.
Speaking
Just to
of
know
a
that.
show that does weird fucking framing, I mean, we talked about how Ryza was
Establishing
literally-
thigh shot. That's the name of it.
establishing thigh shot. I
The
have
show.
conned this. I have coined this term. I have dubbed.
No,
it
I think you'll find it. You have conned this is the correct term.
Atelier
We've all
Ryza-
been conned, John. We've all been conned.
Yeah, because I was promised thick thighs, literally all the time, and I'm not
Your life
getting
wasn't
enough.
saved.
This
Bro, it's not all the time, but god damn, those thick, meaty,
Yeah, they have
juicy
weird shots where
thighs.
it's like,
My god.
Ryza will be talking, and then like for whatever reason, they just like, oh, we're gonna look at her crotch so we can stare at her thighs.
my
It's like
God.
she's
don't
like,
understand.
oh, this is exactly what I needed to mix this potion. Fucking start stirring it. Like, oh, she's stirring it, so we gotta look at what she's stirring. Oh, whoops, her thighs were there, dude.
y'all don't
Like, oh, we
understand.
gotta
based
watch
on
her
the
stir
game,
the
right?
pot.
No, you guys listen, you don't understand the absolute genius at play here. Yes, it is based on a game Natai, but that's not the point. The point of both the game
the point
and
of
this
the
anime
game?
adaptation, even the point of the anime adaptation is not even to sell the game. The point is to sell figures.
It's gonna
Yeah,
sell,
you're right.
bro.
You
It's
absolutely
gonna
fucking
sell.
right.
Because we
So what
all
is
know
this-
one thing is that fucking anime figures with any kind of supple assets, whether they be giant breasts, whether they be a giant fucking glutey asses, for both men and women, mind you, or whether it's big, meaty, juicy, squishy thighs, sells a ton of figures.
It's gonna.
You would
I-
know the best, obviously.
I just want to point out also, Project Melody got a figure or is getting a figure recently.
There
I
we
did
go.
a zoom in on that figure. If you look real close, and I really hope that this isn't just something that they added into the picture, but if you look really close, you can see that the thigh highs she's wearing give a little like indentation on the thigh. And it's very nice.
The attention to
That's
detail.
amazing.
Just a subtle indentation on those thighs, and it's great. I hope we get the same
Are
thing
you-
with Ryza.
It
Because
better
I will buy that shit.
Jesus
know.
Christ.
I will. Do you know that for the fucking game they made a 1-to-1 scale figure of her, and it's like
Oh.
$80,000.
What?
So
And
I have a question.
if you're listening out there and you have it, I would love to talk to you.
How much per hour?
Natai, what's up?
I have a question.
Do I need protection?
No, I have a question. It's a very simple question. What is this fucking show even about?
It's about
Okay,
nothing,
so,
dude. It's
yeah,
about
this
nothing.
is-
It's about
this is
staring
why-
at beautiful girls.
What's the
beautiful
deal with
boys.
thighs, Jerry?
And the himbos. Don't forget the himbos, John.
And the himbo. You got one for everything, dude.
Yeah,
Is
they
there
got
anything
something
going
for
on
everyone.
in this fucking show?
No,
Okay.
It's about an
So-
alchemist that wants to go on a fucking adventure.
Yeah, and like it's 3 episodes in so far, and it is a big fat fucking nothing burger. There is like
How
nothing
dare you
happening.
say
It's
that,
so
Shinoda?
goddamn boring.
You know,
It is
you know.
absolutely beautiful. I'm somewhat interested in the characters and the world, but holy shit, nothing has happened, and it is
Can
so
you
goddamn
name
dull.
5
So,
characters in
all
this
right,
show?
all right.
If you're interested
Here.
in the characters.
Well, you can name
you
2 with
5
her
characters?
thighs.
I can name Ryza, and then I can name
And?
A left thigh and right thigh, because those are definitely supporting characters.
I only remember Ryza's name because everyone else has weird names. There's like I remember what they look like.
Look,
Big
I
Tits
can't.
McGee over here.
I watch way too much anime nowadays, so like everyone's names are blending together. I don't remember anyone's name from anime anymore.
Is there anything to these characters besides like just an archetype and that's it? There's like is
They
there
look
anything-
cute.
All right.
There's a
here's the deal.
Shota.
Here's the deal. You got to understand. Ryza was created with the intent to boost sales for this dying Atelier series because we needed to inject something with pretty anime bitches to get money. All
And
right?
it worked.
It worked.
And it
It
worked.
worked so goddamn well.
It worked so well that it got a fucking anime, okay? That is the purpose of Ryza. However, realistically speaking, the story of the Atelier series has always been about like something that's more personal to Japanese people than it would be to us. So the
Okay.
story falls around Ryza, who's, she lives on this island, basically. She lives in the sticks, and she has dreams of grandeur of like going on an adventure and leaving the island and, finding herself.
She wants
Right.
to see the world.
And it's something that a lot of Japanese people who grow up in the sticks face, where it's like, if
Yeah.
I live in this tiny village of like 700 people, I'm going to know these 700 people for the rest of my life, and my kids are going to know their kids and stuff like that. Like, we're all going to know each
Yeah.
other forever. And we're going to be relegated to living in this
And
tiny
eventually we'll all
podunk of a
be
town.
one inbred family.
Yeah. So, and every kid who grows up in a situation like
Stop
that always...
sharing your sexual fantasies with us, Alex.
Yeah, I know.
please.
But every kid that grows up in the sticks has that idea of like, I'm going to go to the big city. I'm going to make it. I'm going to do something else, right? So that's actually what the story is about. It's about finding friends and going on an adventure of being like, we're tired of doing the same old shit. Like, we got to do something else.
Right.
So that's like the main selling point of the Atelier series. However, specifically for the Ryza series, it's just juicy anime thighs. Like, that's like,
It's that
to
plus
summarize
juicy
it.
anime thighs.
Yeah. So there is an underlying story here, and I don't agree with Chinoda here saying it's a big nothing burger, because I'm like, it's about her learning. Like, you're in the tutorial level right now, bro. Like, of course it's gonna feel like it's a nothing burger. It's a tutorial
It's way
level.
too slow, in my opinion. Like, I'm
But
sure
that's-
I'll enjoy it and
I'm
like
just saying
it, but
it has a
it's
purpose.
taking too
The
long.
Atelier series has a purpose of the story it's trying to tell. It may not be a story we like to care about, because like I live in the city. I don't have dreams of grandeur of moving to New York and shit like that.
I grew up in a small town, so I kind of relate.
Yeah, see, Alex was
Alex-
like stars in his eyes and just fucking.
I never
Alex
had that.
is a
I'm going to
small
go to
town
Hollywood
girl.
and make it mentality, but no.
All right, but that's all I really want to say about Ryza. Chinoda's got to go, but before he goes, I need him to say one thing for me. Do it. Say it.
Here we go.
All right. Hold on.
Say it,
let me,
Chinoda.
let
Say
me
you
say it.
slut.
Let me say it word for word so that he doesn't yell at me.
What?
John was right. My clueless first friend is diabetes.
That's right. I was right.
Diabetes.
Listen,
God
Why were you
fucking
right?
damn it. It is so fucking
So,
adorable.
the
I've
anime
only
from
seen
last
2
season-
episodes so far, but holy shit, it makes my teeth rot.
So one of the other
God.
like sleeper hits from last season is so I said Skip and Loafer was a hit. Magical Destroyers was a sleeper hit as well. But My Clueless First Friend is a super cute show about like just kids, elementary school kids just being friends. And I'm just like, I can't explain how much sugar. Like, I need my insulin, bro. Like,
It really though, like it's just super fucking adorable.
I like watching cute shows. Like Poco's Udon World is still one of my favorite. Like, just it's so cute. Like, I want to fucking vomit. My Clueless First Friend is the exact same way. Like, I watch it, I'm just like, I just want to fucking vomit because it's so much sugar. Like, It's too cute. Ah!
I'm gonna be using it as the while waiting for other shows to come out, just watch an episode or two of this just to
Yeah,
make the world a
like
bit
it's
better.
just a. I would. Is it a rom com? Is it not? It's more of a slice of life than it is a rom com.
It has
but
some rom in there.
There's
like,
a little bit of rom, but it's more just like a slice
Is
of
the
life
ramen?
thing.
You
Yeah, it's
describe
ramen.
it a lot like I describe Flying Witch.
It's not an Iishkai. It's a Iishkai. Is that?
Iyashike.
Yeah, Shikei. Every
Yeah,
single
Shikei.
time you'll do that.
I
Every
know.
single fucking time.
Minos pronunciate Moonrune. But I wouldn't say it's like that, where it's like it's not healing, but it is super cute because it's about this girl who gets bullied at school, and then all of a sudden this transfer student comes in, and he just wants to be her friend.
Oh.
That's it. That's literally.
The Ty hated that synopsis so much he left.
He's probably gonna go pee,
What a cuck.
but he can still hear us. By
That's
the
true,
way,
he can. He
Yeah,
can.
and it's like I don't recommend it for everyone because not everyone likes cute shows. Like, there's nothing of substance here other than like it's cute, dude.
Mm.
It's just cute watching her react to like the dude and him just being like the clueless, dense MC guy who does shit that makes the other girl go. It's so cute. Oh!
It's just an adorable show. If you want something just to relax to watch,
To really
like,
summarize it, it's about the Riz Master. To be honest,
honestly though, honestly,
Riz Master Flex.
yeah, Riz
this
Master
kid
Flex
is
the
like
anime.
next level. All right, I really do have to get going, unfortunately.
All right.
You guys have a good
Well-
one, and just to say, Magical Destroyers, holy shit, amazing. Some mixed feelings about the ending, but overall I loved it. John, take it from there.
There you
Okay.
go. What a great segue. Bye, Shinoda.
So to explain, everyone apparently
He
didn't
lucky I
like-
didn't come back to shout at him for calling me a cuck. I'll fuck him up later. I will
You will
not
murder
forget,
him. You will murder
and
him
I
at
will
another
not
time.
forgive.
War
So
never
Magical
changes.
Destroyers, I really liked it last season. I
I
like
still
the
gotta
I'm
watch
gonna
soundtrack.
go
it.
check it out later.
John, you keep telling me I'm gonna absolutely adore this anime.
Dude, this is an anime made for people who are hardcore anime fans. This is, and I do not agree with Mal's standing of like, I think it's like 6.3 or 6.5.
It's something like
Because
It's
that.
I'm
not that high, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty low on there. And even on Crunchyroll, I think it's only like a 4.3, which is considerably low. Anything lower than, like, if it's a 4.5 or lower that on Crunchyroll, that means it's a bad show.
Yeah.
Like, just overall, like, that's like a 70% people don't like it too much type of deal. Like, a 4.7 and higher show is really good shows on Crunchyroll standard. Because for whatever reason, shows don't have lower stars than that, except the absolute dog shit ones that have less than 3 stars. There are a couple of those absolute dog shit shows that no one likes.
I'm curious to go back and check Magical Destroyers now that it's over.
Yeah, Magical
like-
Destroyers is currently sitting at a 6.37 on
But
Mount.
when I hear that like the ending is meh, I'm like, I'm kind of discouraged.
Because people
by
don't
that.
understand. Because I can't talk about the ending without ruining it, but I like the ending. I think it ended great. If it didn't end like that, I would have been pissed off. That's how
Let's
because
see.
it does
Well,
something different for once.
You said that the show overall is kind of meta in how it like looks at anime stereotypes, right?
Yeah, the very beginning does, but it actually does have an overarching story towards the end.
Hmm.
But there's a theme to the entire show, and it sticks to that theme, and I think it stuck to the landing really well. On top of that, the OST is fucking amazing. Someone uploaded it to YouTube recently.
I saw you were posting about it.
Bro, did you listen to the fucking songs I posted? The
Not
great.
yet.
You
I've
posted
gotta-
one that's got
we've-
vibes in the title, and I'm like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
so vibey. It's
There's
got
one-
vibe in the title.
There's literally one called Vibes, and it's just like I vibe every time I listen. Like bum 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 bum.
A lot of time I like to wait to watch the show and experience the soundtrack that way, and then go back and like dig more deep into it.
Do you know, there's
I really
there's
like
a,
the
Just to be
soundtrack.
perfect.
there's a track in the Monogatari series that particular one called Vibes reminds me of, and it's that da 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 da. The one with Hanakawa like taking her fucking bra off.
Oh, I know what you're. Yeah.
That piece
Know
of
what you're
music,
talking
it
about.
sounds very similar.
Yeah, so I I cannot express how good Magical Destroyers is because
Would you
I
say
understand why
that's
people
your
don't
like,
like it.
pick of the like? Would you say that's like your anime of the season from last season?
Or surprise hit of the season.
See, it's hard because Skip and Loafer, I expected nothing, and I got everything from. I absolutely loved it.
But it's between those two.
But it is between those two
I
because
see.
I didn't expect both of those shows. I went in knowing nothing, and I didn't expect them to be good. And then I came out like I was more surprised at how good Magical Destroyers was. Like Skip and Loafer, I was pleasantly surprised, and I actually really liked the show. But then it's like it has really strong roots and foundations because I went to go read the manga afterward, and I was like, oh yeah, it's really good. It's just it's a not stereotypical rom-com, but it's really good. It's a good slice of life.
I see.
But Magical Destroyers, like it just turned everything upside down. Like my expectation was like, oh, it's just another fucking magical girl anime. Like, haha, they're fucking weebs, right?
And there's probably going to be death and destruction and violence.
Yeah, and then you get to the third episode, and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, there's actual substance to this? What? It's not just like surface level, haha, look, we're making fun of anime people. It's like, what? There's actual story. There's actual depth to what I'm watching. There's subtext. Holy shit, dude! So
I'm looking forward
I'm
to
gonna
watching
check it out. Yeah, I want to check it out.
I definitely understand why people don't like it though, because again, it's like because of the ending. I understand everyone's like because it's because of how it ended. I'm like, I get it. However, I like how it ended, and once other people watch it, I can explain to you why I like it.
All right.
Can I
Well,
talk about an older show?
Absolutely, because I want to talk about one too when you're done.
So, me and my buddy, we're blazing through Golden Kamuy right now.
Yes!
Oh my
3
God.
years it took me to get you to watch this show.
And it's
Golden
actually
Kamuy!
really solid. It's
Wait, can
really
you
good.
Can you do the scream?
Which screen?
Can you do it? Golden Kamuy!
Bro, fucking the immortal Sugimoto is like one of my
He's
favorite
so
characters
good.
right now. What a fucking... So I remember... So this show, back when it first aired, was it 2018?
It's pre-COVID, I know that.
2018. I think that's when the first season aired. Or late 2017. I remember when that show
I'll
first
look it up.
aired.
2018,
the
April
worst-
of 2018.
Okay, so I was right first. So it had the worst rap possible because that fucking CGI bear. Now, to be fair, okay, what am I?
It's a
what,
single
to be fair,
scene.
what? Wait, it's not like that. Those fucking bears stick with you for a bit. They show up every now and then, and they do not. They won't go away. And it's, I will say, it's not an incredible anime, but you can tell it's based on like a fucking awesome manga. And I think what works for me watching it is the voice cast elevate this fucking material so much.
They lean so hard into their roles.
What a... I always loved ensemble cast type of shows. Like, Bakura was literally my favorite anime of all time. I know I love Durara. I just love ensembles when they're done right. They just like... There's something so like fun about like having this massive cast of characters that each one is more crazy than
Especially
the other.
when they're all acted so well.
And when they're acted so well, and you get to see all these interactions between them unfold. It's so satisfying, and this show nails the ensemble aspect. Like, all of these characters are a bunch of psychopaths. Every one
And
of
they
them.
all get, even some small characters get really good character development.
Yeah, and it's and like I'm blown away. Like, I'm right at the end of season 2 when they're let's say the major assault is happening. If you know what I mean, Alex. Have you watched Golden Kamuy?
No.
Okay. It's fucking awesome. You might like. I would recommend you maybe read the manga because the art is fantastic, and it's such a. It's the cool thing about it is
I don't think
explosive.
you understand, Natai. I refuse to do anything where I have to say Alex is right.
Yeah, you've done that once already today.
You've done that once.
I gave it to him once in the last 7 years that we've known each other.
But
Once.
every now and then you and I, we're like right on the same wavelength when it comes to stuff, right? You can trust me on this.
No,
Like-
oh no. Here's the problem. I know Golden Kamuy is good because other people tell me it's good. Other people's opinions I actually respect.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so like the cool
I know
thing
it's
about this
good.
show
I
is
just
that-
haven't watched it.
so this show is like explores a very specific time period right after when did Japan went to war with Russia? Was it like
It's the
after
very
World War
beginning
One?
of the 20th century.
Oh.
Okay, because I'm not too strong on that period, so I was not sure. So it was like it's the beginning of the 20th century, and you have the gold rush pretty much in Hokkaido. People are looking for gold all around, and this setting's so underutilized in fiction that I'm aware of. Obviously, I'm sure there are a lot of books about it, or TV shows and whatnot. But it's
No,
so
you're not
fascinating.
wrong though. Like the period between 1890 to 1910, very underlies period of time in fiction.
And it's so fascinating, and to see like also the expression of these like this tribe, like the Ainu people of Hokkaido, that are like sort of indigenous people, you could say. I guess you could call them that.
They were there before the
Ainu?
Chinese landed.
Yeah,
The Ainu people?
Yeah.
yeah, Ainu.
Those people who do the fucking free diving. They're insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I
the
think
ones
I-
that
I
like
think I
jump
know.
from insane heights, right?
No, they're the ones who are like because of their culture, they had to like adapt to how to do like free diving without scuba gear. They could go like super far underneath water because they.
Oh, you're talking about how they do the fishing.
Yeah, their fishing
Yeah.
is crazy.
It's
Yeah, they were
like,
the Ainu people were on the island of Hokkaido before the Chinese landed there.
It's so fascinating, and like I'm having such a good time with it. And it's again like a good ensemble. You get all these interactions, like you're like, oh, what, like who's allied with who? Who's gonna betray who? It's like it's written so fucking well. Where whenever there is a turn every now and then between different characters, it clicks. Like, oh, it's so fucking good. I'm having such a great time with it.
You know, I just realized that Alex really likes period dramas.
I do.
I'm with him on that.
Like I'm
it's so
I'm
fucking
really
cool
looking
see
forward
that.
to Oppenheimer. I'm really looking forward to Napoleon that's coming out later this year.
Oppenheimer is gonna be so good. I'm really.
Have you seen the trailer for
I'm really
Napoleon?
I haven't watched that. No.
It's got Joaquin Phoenix as
Ridley
Napoleon,
Scott,
man.
right?
Huh?
Ridley Scott, right?
I believe Ridley Scott's the director. Yeah.
No. If I'm not mistaken, they said like it's based on a very old script that Kubrick was supposed to handle. But like,
I've heard
it
that
just
too- I've
was
heard that
so
too, like-
expensive,
The script
Yeah,
was like
that-
partially written by Stanley Kubrick before he died.
or like he was involved in that project.
A movie about Napoleon, freaking
Yeah.
written by Kubrick, and now is being directed by Ridley Scott.
Not sure if it was written, but like Kubrick was attached to that project. It was very close to.
I don't. Yeah, I
script.
don't know if he's like
So-
wrote a whole lot ass script, but I think it's based on a treatment that he did write for a
Yeah.
movie about Napoleon.
But apparently, like it was just too big, and they couldn't like afford the budget for that type of movie.
Yeah, it was going to be like $100 million
he just didn't do
budget
it.
for a movie at a time when like $50 million was considered massive.
Thanks,
So I'm
James
really
Cameron,
curious
for
about that
smashing expectations out of the water.
that iceberg smashed more.
No,
than
I do like period dramas, especially when they're done well. That's one of the reasons why I love Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
Yep.
So can I like on the opposite spectrum of like a great ensemble cast? I need to talk about this really shitty show,
Okay.
What's its name?
Ten Puru. So remember that show
Tenpuru.
that someone was like, "Hey, it's a really shitty show about a guy who like becomes a monk, and then all the girls there are like super slutty or something."
Oh, Temple.
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking temple anime.
Yes.
I saw that key visual.
I
like,
told you when we did the preview. I told you it was going to be shit.
So I
it
did
looks
not
like
expect.
garbage.
It looks fine. Like the character designs, like, hey, big titty Onasans. Like, okay, I get
Okay,
it.
when I mean garbage, I'm like, looks like the most generic.
Yeah, it's generic
whatever
harem garbage.
show ever.
So it is generic harem garbage. I wasn't expecting the voice cast to be B-list hentai voice actors.
Are they actually?
No,
Yes.
You're
What?
fucking with me.
I don't think they're
Is
actual,
it actually hentai though?
I don't think they're actually. I don't know. They just sound like they.
No, I mean,
only
is
have
the
been
show
hired-
actually hentai?
The show is not hentai.
Alexis,
The show
that
is
is
it
just
piqued
ecchi.
his interest.
You
Yeah.
piqued my interest with hentai. It's like, well, if they're like banging each other on the altar, I'll watch that.
No. See, the unfortunate thing is the
Banging
skill
each
level
other
of
in
the
the name
voice
of
acting
Cthulhu.
inside of here, it feels like they come from like their hentai voice actors, but they're not even the good ones.
It's like,
Because
Yamate Kudasai.
you got to understand. So, for example, the girl who did oh my god, Onichichi, Irie,
Oh, no!
the blonde girl, all right? She is now an official like voice actress. She's a real like she did porn first and then she got famous. She's actually good at voice acting, okay? So it's not like good people
She has a lot of
can't
experience,
come.
right?
She has amazing experience. But
It's like John trying to convince you that Jenna Jameson's a good actor.
but I'm saying it's not like there aren't good voice actors in porn. There are some
Sure.
good ones. And then
I'm sure
sometimes
there's some
even
good actors
official
that have
voice
done porn.
actors. Well, there are official voice actors who do porn. Like Yaro is telling us that. Like you'd be
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah.
at some of the people because they're just doing it to blow off steam. Literally, Sugita was in Rune's Pharmacy, the hentai.
Yes.
I literally, he's in there. I'm like, you can't hide from me, Sugita. I know what your voice sounds
Did
like.
you, I have to ask John, did you have the same revelation that I did? Because you went in not knowing that he was in there, and then you hear his voice, and you're like, wait a minute!
Yeah, because I used to do this thing where I still kind of do it. Every week I'll look like, did any new hentai come out this month or this week? Just
Yeah,
'cause I
we're
like to see-
degenerates.
Yeah, we're degenerates. Like
It's
I just
been a
look.
very dry
right?
year.
It has been it's been dry.
It's been a
for the last
dry
couple of
decade.
years,
What are
bro.
you talking about?
I know it's been pretty bad. So I will watch new episodes of different hentai that come out, and my God, when I got to Rune's Pharmacy, I was like, "This is so shit." But then when I heard Sugita's voice, I was like, "Is that no Sugita?
What
You
does
in
he
porn
voice
now,
in that?
man? Are you that hard up on cash, bro? Like what's
What does
up?"
I feel like
voice
he
in
lost
that?
a bet. He had to have lost a bet or something, man.
He voices like some magician dude. He doesn't actually have sex with the main girl.
Oh, he's
either.
not even in the
which
fucking.
which
he's
is a
just
great
there.
shame.
He's just a character in the show, which
Could you
is I'm like,
imagine?
did your manager confuse the role? Like you thought this was an actual anime? Did you need money? Like what's up, Sugita? Why are you? in
Can you
hentai?
imagine? Can you imagine like the guy who like was head of the casting was like he gave like the list, but it was a typo, so they contacted Sugita, but he was a typo for a different guy. And Sugita's like, fuck it, literally.
Man.
I don't know, dude.
Could you
I don't know
imagine
how
if,
I
like,
would
more
feel if I had to
mainstream-
listen to Sugita make grunting noises. It's like Sugita,
But
I like
no.
you a lot, but I feel like this is a little too much.
Could you imagine someone like Mamoru Miyano doing hentai though? It would be
He's,
so
No.
I'm
good.
coming. Like, oh god, Mamoru Miyano's coming. Oh jeez. Like, I'm not prepared for this, dude.
Let's be honest.
Just
half
in the
of
middle of Love
noises-
May, he just goes, Mad the Scientist!
Let's be honest. Half of the noises he makes in Zombieland Saga is borderline hentai. So.
Yes!
Go 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 go
Yeah.
go 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 go
But
go go.
in
That's just the
Tempuru-
sound that's the sound Mamoru Miyano makes when he jizzes. Like, he's just like, go, 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 go! Go, my swimmers, go!
No, but the voice acting in Tenpuru, like, it's just so bad. Like the main guy sounds like he comes from doing hentai. Like he's one of those unknown protagonists, like with the fucking you can't see their hair. They got the long fucking
The
can't
hentai
see
You
hair.
the
can't see his eyes.
yeah.
Come
Like,
on.
It's not actually like that in the show, but I'm saying that's what the
Oh.
guy sounds like. He has a super deep voice, and it's weird. Like, I only watched the first episode. I don't know if I want to watch
His
the
balls
second episode
dropped.
or not.
His
It's-
balls dropped right before he did the recording.
It's just not good voice acting for the main guy. And I'm like, if you're gonna do anything, like, I get that the pictures are nice to look at. Like, look at all these buxom babes.
Mm.
Like, it's ranked pretty high, 4.5 stars on Crunchyroll. That's not terrible by Crunchyroll standard.
I need to
know.
look at. I need to research those babes.
In the words of Konrad Dyatlov, not great, not terrible.
My main
That's a
issue-
Chernobyl reference right there.
My main issue with Tenpuru in the first episode is that it's not ecchi enough. Surprisingly.
Now that is surprising
it looked
coming
like a
from you.
hentai, if I'm being honest, it looked like an etchy.
it
from the
is an
Kiwi show.
ecchi, but I was like, look, if you're gonna make an ecchi, go balls to the wall ecchi, right? Like what the fuck was that stupid show that I watched last season that I'm like kind of still want to watch?
I
The
don't.
Terrace
but
and its goddesses.
yes.
Oh,
in an
that
era,
Daphne
though,
Terrace and its goddesses.
in an era where we have anime like Redo of Healer and what's the reviewer one?
Oh,
Interspecies reviewers.
Interspecies reviewers, thank you. In an era where we have like stuff like that, if you're gonna make an ecchi, just make it a hentai, man.
I'm saying my ecchi anime does not have nearly enough ecchi to warrant me watching this fucking show or it to have that high of a star rating. That's all I'm saying.
Is too damn low.
Exactly. Like, this is barely an ecchi right now. Maybe it gets way better in season 2. Who knows?
It's not ecchi. It's just eh.
Yeah, it really is.
Well,
can I talk about a good show?
Sure.
Have you guys watched
Jujutsu
Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
No, I haven't either.
I'm gonna.
I told
wait for
you,
all
I'm
of it
not.
to come out.
I'm not watching. I'm not watching anything from this season until I get back from Otakon, which by the time this goes out, I will be there.
You know, with the weird ass release schedule they're doing, I have to binge.
So
this. I'm not gonna do the.
Yeah, it's got a weird release schedule.
Listen, so pretty much what they did, they're just like releasing the first arc of this season, which is like 5 episodes, taking a month or so break, and then they're gonna release like the rest of the season, which is like 18 episodes. This first arc is like it's not a spoilers if you've seen the posters. It's very obvious. It's like a flashback, pretty much. It's a prequel, sort of. Takes place even before the movie. It's so much fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying like in terms of like because I like the first season. It's like good action, cool fights. The animation was really crisp, but
what, Alex? I don't understand. What are you doing?
The irony of someone talking about it's not a spoiler and then mentioning art.
Oh.
That's the main spoiler! The main poster! What you sent me is the art! Oh!
We're not rehashing this. Please stop. You're both wrong and right at the same time. We're moving on.
Just gonna move on, and I'm not gonna... oh my god.
There are times when Natai wants to absolutely murder me. This is one of those times.
You mean all the time?
Yes.
Like...
So Jujutsu Kaisen season 1, I didn't really jive with the main characters too much, or like Fine or like Gojo and whatnot. Really? Like, I liked him, but I couldn't tell you much about him. Like, I didn't connect with him much.
Do you not get the hype of why people like Jujutsu Kaisen after watching season 1 like me?
No, I got the hype. I'm just saying the characters were the weakest part for of the series for me personally.
Okay, yeah.
I still liked it. So far, in this first arc of this season, really enjoying the character interactions. Because of where it's headed, you kind of know something's about to go down. So it's like a ticking bomb that's like about to explode any time, and it's really, really fucking cool to see it unfolding. And the animation is it's a different approach than season 1, but it's done really fucking well. As I mentioned previously, this is a really good example of compositing 2D characters on 3D environments and the usage of 3D camera a lot. They use it a lot. They shake it all around, but it's done very purposefully and really well. And the fights is really well choreographed. I'm really enjoying them a lot. So big thumbs up for me. Might be my favorite OP so far of this. It's top 3 OPs of the year so far for me. I'm loving this new OP. Just good shit.
I have to assume, are they only going to keep that OP for the first 5 episodes?
Yeah. It's the OP has the title of the arc on it, so I'm guessing they'll change it.
Well, then that makes a lot of sense if they do change it.
Yeah.
Be weird to have a single OP for 18 episodes, though.
No, they won't do that. But maybe
I'm pretty excited to watch it. I'm gonna wait until all of it's out. I'm gonna binge it.
That's for the best.
I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen is something that's probably better if you binge it.
As someone who binged season 1, I really enjoyed binging it. So I'm guessing it'll be the same. I'm just too scared of spoilers, so I'm just gonna keep up with it for now.
See, my problem with Jujutsu Kaisen is that after watching season 1, because everyone kept fucking talking about it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go watch
as
it.
Good as people were hyping it up to be.
It wasn't
awful.
It was
either.
just solid.
It
was solid.
It's
it
good,
was a really
but
solid
it's not
show.
it wasn't
it wasn't
the next
anime of the
coming
year.
of Christ, right? Everyone was like, oh my god, it's not how with Demon Slayer, for an example.
This is the new big 3.
Yeah, watching Demon Slayer season 1, like that one, once you get to episode 19, you're just like, okay, I get the hype now. I understand the hype. Okay, the buildup was
You
kind
get
of annoying.
what the show is going for. It was
Yeah,
like
I get
the
what the show's going
specific
for.
thing
Like
they're going
it's
for.
solid, right? Ufotable doing a solid job. But with
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, I was watching it. I'm like, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I'd rather watch JoJo's.
I think what was missed. I was with season 1. It was great. Like the second arc, like that second half with the fight with the plant curse or whatever. Like really fucking cool. That was like definitely the highlight for me. I think what I was waiting for, I didn't really get with season 1 was like, okay, this is all really cool shonen shit, and I'm liking it. It's a good time, it's fun. But what's the thing that's gonna push this show over the top? To be like, this is why I give a shit about this show. You
Now
know?
this
And-
is pod racing.
Yes.
This is part of it. And as time like passed from season 1, more and more people were like, this fucking arc, this Shibuya incident arc is gonna be really fucking good. So basically, like this season 2 is what it's going to be like the thing probably. But also the movie. The movie was really fucking good. I really enjoyed Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
So what you're saying
yeah.
is it's a solid start to the season.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a great time with it. And this, I need you guys to watch the OP because it's so good. I'm
God.
fucking loving this song.
Just send me the OP. I'll take a listen to it.
I'm listening. I posted it. Send it right now.
He's got it. He's got you, man.
All right. I have to do this bit because I just need to do this bit. Liar,
Go
liar.
for it.
The movie was better, not gonna lie.
When you
There's a
say
movie?
liar, liar, are you talking about the fucking
Jim
Jim
Carrey
Carrey
movie.
movie?
So there is an anime
God damn
out this
it.
season called Liar, Liar.
Okay, I didn't know
And
where you were
I
going
watched
with
the
this.
first 3 episodes so far because Sun was saying he likes it. And I watched it. And I'm like, I don't really like this. Liar, Liar, the movie was actually better, like the Jim Carrey movie. I actually do like Liar, Liar, the Jim Carrey movie.
Wait,
I
are
like
they
Jim Carrey movies
connected?
in general.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
But-
the liar, liar is where he's a lawyer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
where he can't lie.
and yeah, he's cursed with not being able to lie.
I'd like to have a recess. Why? Because I can't lie. Yeah, I think Liar Liar, the lawyer movie, is pretty funny.
What's the
The
anime,
anime-
about?
It's about a dude who has to lie that he's like the best at this. Like it's a ranking. It's a system. It's a world where ranking people get ranked. He goes to this school where everyone's ranked by like how good they are for participating in games.
So no
He
game, no life.
accidentally.
So like no game, no life.
Dude, it's worse. No game. This wishes it was No Game No Life. This is like if you crossbred No Game No Life with Classroom of the Elite, you get this shitty fucking show called Liar Liar. Is how
It's even the poster is trying to be like no game, no life because it's got the same color
Same
palette
color
and
scheme.
everything.
Yeah. So the problem is that it mixes Classroom of the Elite, where like there's a school system, they have ranking battles and stuff, and there's people who are like, oh, I'm higher ranked than you, so I'm better than you and shit like that. And then it mixes in the whole game aspect from like No Game No Life. Like it literally feels like they took both of these two shows and smashed them together to make this show, and it's not good. It's not. Like the
Not a
entire
good
premise
combo.
is this dude is. I think that the idea sounds great on paper, but the execution is just poor. Because my main issue with the show is that from literally episode 1, we know from the synopsis
That
it
he's a
tells
liar.
you, yeah, he's just lying. He's actually not good at video games or nothing, like at any of these games that he's playing, right? Like they say that but he's bullshitting his way. So I'm like, okay, playing King of Bullshit the anime. I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. That sounds like a pretty interesting premise to me.
I mean, that's kind of what Imminence and Shadow is.
Yeah, except he has the actual power to back up what he's saying. Like he's just bullshitting his way through it.
His
but it
bullshit happens to be true bullshit.
Just, yeah, it's funny. But with Liar Liar, it's like, so he lies and he accidentally beats the number 1 ranked person at the school, but now he has to keep up the lie.
That's so
to do-
unrealistic because
No, no,
that
no.
would be like
To-
me
no, listen,
accidentally getting a world record speed run.
to keep up the lie that he is the strongest person at this
He
school.
needs to keep lying.
He needs to keep lying. How does he keep lying? Well, his school headmaster was like, well, we need you to keep up the lie because we need you to keep up the lie. So here is this elite team of hacker women made girls around you who are going to help you win every competition now. And I'm like, he doesn't even do anything to win. He literally has a fucking MacGuffin team to help him win. So I'm like, where's the story in this? You had me in the first 15 minutes and then you lost me.
That is in the first half, not gonna lie.
You know what? It sounds like a very tiring show.
It does.
Like it just like about him keeping up with the lines. It sounds like very.
It's like keeping up with the
tedious.
Joneses.
It would be better if he had to actually bullshit his way through things. But the fact that they give him the A team, MacGuffin, the MacGuffin A team, where they can literally, well, I'm a world-renowned hacker, so I can hack into the system and do things that we're not supposed to do to help you win. And here's your PR lady.
The mainframe.
Why? Yeah, and I was just like, I don't.
Hold on,
what's
I'm
the point
hacking
of
into the
lie?
mainframe, guys.
Why is he keeping up with the lie? Like, he's not doing anything to keep up the lie other than, like, he has to pretend like, oh, I have this arrogant attitude because I'm number one at the school now. Like, that's it. And I'm like, I don't understand. Yeah, it's just a big fat, like...
It is an actual nothing burger.
I guess I don't know what the purpose is. I don't understand, because I thought that with the premise and the synopsis of the show, I thought it was going to be him having to bullshit his way through it, which would have been fine. Because, like, how creative can you get to bullshit your way through it? Then you could be like, oh, that's fucking stupid, right? That actually is a premise I can understand and appeal to. But this, where you literally were given a team that will just, yeah, we just made it happen somehow. I'm like, what? There's nothing, literally, you just have an A team that will somehow magically hack their way, abuse the system, do whatever to help you win. Like, I'm just like, what the actual fuck? Then what's the point? I don't get it.
I don't know. Is it based on a manga?
I don't fucking know. I don't care enough to look at it.
No, it's based on a light novel. It's based on a
Look
light
at this
novel. So
man.
the purpose
Look
is
how
to sell
broken
more
he
light
looks.
novels. That's the purpose.
Yeah, and you know, I gave it a shot because Sun was like, yeah, it looked interesting, and I'm like, okay. And again, I give it the synopsis. I was like, this is an interesting synopsis. I'll give it a shot. Then after the first episode, I'm like, okay, well, it's exactly what he did. He bullshit. He accidentally won and bullshitted his way to beat this girl. I'm like, okay, that's great. She kind of fucked herself up instead of actually him doing anything.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the whole like, oh,
Sounds like it.
yeah, we actually can't have you doing that, so we're gonna now bullshit for you. And like, so he doesn't even do his own job. Like, what? He's just a puppet. What?
Sounds
So
like
what's
a
the actual
generic
story?
nothing anime.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
I was pretty disappointed. I'm probably gonna drop it because I don't care about it. There's nothing appealing about it. There's no cute anime girls. I mean, there's cute anime girls, but like they're not appealing enough.
Again,
Not cute
there's
enough.
so many older shows you can go back and watch and enjoy.
Yeah, see, this is a show that I would drop because I'm like, it's kind of just a waste of my time at this point. I kind of want to drop Rurouni Kenshin as well.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go.
It's probably
So is
not
the
for the
remake
reason
that
we
bad?
think, though.
Is the remake that bad?
It's not bad. I just like the original so much more. They went with a more like Moe Blob art style with the remake, which I'm like,
Ugh.
I don't really
That's
like.
kinda-
I like the original. I like the original art style of like '90s anime. Like it looks cooler like
It
that.
looks very 90s, the original, like very 90s.
Yeah, but I liked that style. I like Samurai X like that style. The
Outlaw
story
Star
itself,
has the same style too.
yeah, and I love Outlaw Star, so I like '90s.
I
anime.
actually think that's something we might see get remade here in a few years.
Well, my problem with Rurouni Kenshin is that the music's not as good as the original, which is
Now
sad.
that is disheartening to hear because it's actually one of the 90s anime that has one of the best soundtracks.
Yeah,
Really?
that's one of the more disappointing things about the show. Rei Takahashi voices Kaoru. That was weird. I'm like, whoa, Rei Takahashi's freaking Kaoru. That's crazy. I
Is that
hear
the
that
main
the remake
character?
is supposed to be more. It's supposed to follow the manga more closely.
It's going to be a complete adaptation of the manga.
So I'm just like, oh, then I don't really like it.
because it's
That's
not. You
now
don't
that
like the
is
direction it's
surprising coming
taking.
from our czar of source material.
Well, I never read the original manga, so it might just be biased because I like the original Rurouni Kenshin so much, right? That might be it.
Maybe.
The way that they're going about the anime with the remake, it just feels like it's rushed. It doesn't.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, the pacing is really off. Like I don't understand everything that's happening in it. It's not as it's just not being presented as good as the first run of it for the original. Because the original is on Hulu right now.
Does it
Hulu
have one
has
of
the
that?
streaming rights to it. So I rewatched the like episode by episode of like episode one, and I'm like, okay, well, sure, the remake is more true to the manga, but I liked what they did with the old anime, with how they changed the story because I liked it better.
Does it have that like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood thing where they get through the first like 20-ish, 25 episodes worth of material from the original in like 10 or 15? Is it kind of going that
the first
that route?
episode is kind of a 1-for-1 remake of each other.
Okay.
Of like what they go through, you know, the freaking the crossroad killer or whatever guy.
Mhm.
They do all that and they wrap it up in the same episode.
Okay.
So it's the pacing is the exact same, but
But
there was certain changes to certain scenes where I felt like it created more character depth in the original versus the remake.
Okay.
Like,
so more
I
time
found-
for character development.
Yeah, and it's very slight and minor. Like it's hard to say that it's good or not good so early on in the show.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep watching it, but I do kind of want to drop it because after like, I think I'm on episode 2 or 3. I think it's up to episode 3. I don't actually remember. It might be episode 2.
I think it's
I don't
like,
think
it's
I've
on episode 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough substance yet to make an actual call of like, is it good or not? But I was severely disappointed that the soundtrack is not nearly as good as the original.
That is disappointing.
Also, maybe because I'm listening to it in Japanese instead of English, that also might be another like.
Yeah, you
factor,
watched the
because
original with the English dub, right?
Yeah,
It has a
dude,
really good English dub.
really,
It's because Rurouni Kenshin was a show that even when I went on vacation in the summer, I would rush out to watch Adult Swim at like 10 p.m. at night where like everyone wants to sleep. I'm like, no, I got to watch my fucking samurai show. Like, I need to watch my Saturday morning cartoons. I was so excited to watch every fucking episode every week. So the amount of hype that I had for Rurouni Kenshin and the amount of like praise that I have for it in my mind, at least for the beginning parts of Rurouni Kenshin, which are really good, it's hard to like beat that. So watching it in Japanese, it's like it's got so many points against it. And it's hard to tell if is it bad or am I biased?
I looked it up real quick on Mal. I wanted to find out who was doing the music for the Rurouni Kenshin remake. Apparently, it is someone named Yu Takami, and they have only ever done one other anime soundtrack, and it is for an I guess is it an anime? It's like it's a 26 episode anime called Rainbow. And this was back in 2010.
Really? Holy shit!
Rainbow Rio Gate?
I guess the
The one
English
with the
title is
prisoners.
Rainbow Criminal 7 of Compound 2 Cell 6.
About the prisoners. Yeah, I haven't watched that show yet.
I have
but
a vague recollection of this anime. I don't know if I ever
Sure,
really
like
watched
that anime.
Oh, is it the gay prisoner show?
it was made by
I think-
Madhouse.
I do remember that. I remember that anime. It's like the one
Yeah.
where it's like gay baiting the show.
I
Sure, really
I
like that
guess.
show.
I
Yeah,
guess.
I remember.
But anyway, apparently that's the only other thing this particular person who's doing the music
That's
for
crazy.
the Rurouni Kenshin remake has ever scored in anime.
Yeah, it's a shame, but we'll see. I mean, as long as because Rurouni Kenshin, with its roots, it's like it's a good source material. Obviously, it's sold so much,
Yeah.
and it's got an anime. It's got 2 animes. It's got an old one and a remake. So I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed so far.
That's a shame. I do plan to watch it myself. I'm gonna wait until more episodes are out.
I think that's a good call.
But the last thing I want to talk about, and we may end it on this. So over the last several weeks, I have been watching for the very first time. I've never watched this before. with Ida, the guy who makes all our thumbnails here at Anime Club After Dark. Good job, Ida.
Thank
you
you,
do
Ida.
fantastic work for us. But one of his favorite anime ever is called Owari no Seraph.
Seraph of the fucking End. Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yay, vampires! Yay,
Yay,
vampires!
We have been watching this over the last several weeks. We just started
Why?
season 2 a couple of days ago.
Why
and,
is this his favorite? I need to know.
I didn't say it is his favorite. I said it's one of his favorites.
Okay, why?
He likes gay
The
vampires.
gay
I don't know.
vampires.
But I will say it definitely lives up to the shtick of gay vampires. That's 100% for sure.
Listen, it's such a fun, schlocky.
Yes.
I'm gonna say edgy, but not in like a negative way. It's just so over the top with like the suffering that inflicts on characters sometimes. It's so cute.
I want to say we
Such
talked
a
about
schlocky,
this.
fun show.
See,
We
the
talked
reason
about
I
this
don't like
earlier.
Owari no Seraph or Seraph of the End
It's
is
because
because
it's
of that.
too over the top.
Because
with
it's
that.
so
we
like
took-
chuny. It's so fucking edgy, bro.
Is it no
the
doubt? Is
animation
it
is
any
really
doubt then
solid.
why I like it, John?
Yeah. That.
So you do like it?
So I like it. John can't even bring himself to say anything else. He just muted himself. But no, like I can't say that I like it for what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's deep or it's like anything like that's worth an enormous amount of praise. But for something that's kind of like a turn your brain off and just kind of enjoy it thing, like we talked about earlier, I kind of like it. It is something that I feel like is more enjoyable to watch with a friend. Because
I
you can
find
sit
it
there and like
extremely-
make pithy comments.
Yeah, I find the anime to be extremely edgy and weird, and just fucking just.
There are some things about it that are very, very different. Like, so it was done by Studio Wit. It was the thing they worked on after the first season of Attack on Titan.
Right.
And the score is done by Hiroyuki Sawano, and it's one of the things about it I think is genuinely excellent. The music is great. Hiroyuki Sawano is the GOAT. He could literally score paint drying, and it would probably be epic. But something that's really weird about it, and it does stand out, is all of the background art is watercolored.
Yeah,
and it's such a crazy thing because it's something I see so rarely in
I like
anime.
the
and it's-
background art in that show.
I like it. It's definitely different and unique. It's just like the first time I saw it, I'm like, is this just something they did to save money in this one like scene that they're doing? And no, it's every scene has watercolored backgrounds. I'm like, okay.
Wasn't that like that? What was that show? Oh my god, what was it called? It was from so long ago. Grimgar of Ash or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
Grimgar did the same thing.
But it's not that
yes.
similar. It's not that similar. Like Gregor of Ash has a very specific art style that it's going for.
But it is
Like,
almost watercolored.
with I don't know, with Surf of the End, it's still very much a Studio Wit, type of show. Like it looks very slick.
The action
most
is
of the time.
very Studio Wit, especially
Oh,
for
yeah.
the time it came out. There's a lot you can
good-looking
definitely see
show.
that there was Attack on Titan influence in some of that animation.
It's a very good looking show.
I think it's definitely held up. I don't know. I'm enjoying it for what it is, and I don't know why I waited this long to actually watch it. But it's not something I would go out of my way to recommend anyone. But for something you're looking for, just to kind of turn your brain off and enjoy some decent action and just random drama schlock, it's fine. It's fine. I think I gave the first season a 6.5 out of 10. Maybe bordering on a 7. So far, we're only 2 episodes into the second season, and it's all right. I don't think there's anything super special about it, but it's enjoyable.
I remember it being very popular with Fujoshis.
I remember
yeah.
when it came out, there were a lot of AMVs that were made. Holy shit.
Show loved this anime. I remember.
Yes, he did. I think when we first started doing the podcast, I think he actually had one of the characters. I can't remember who, but one of the characters was his like avatar on Skype.
Oh god. All right. Well,
Yeah.
But that's all I had to say about that, and I think that's the end of our monthly dump. We did it, guys. We did it.
Thank God.
That was a big dump.
That
It
was
was
a
very
pretty big.
It was
dump.
just like one of your regular dumps, Natai.
That's
Just
right,
Because I like to take my time and enjoy my quiet Zen space
bro.
in the restroom.
That's how you like avoid getting hemorrhoids, if
Yeah.
you're pushing too hard,
Yeah,
man. You should
exactly.
just naturally let it just
I-
flow out, bro.
I'm taking good care of my anus.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what your girlfriend said she's gonna do with the strap on. She's gonna take really good care of your anus.
Why you gotta do? Why you gotta? Why? Why would you do this to me right now?
Oh my god! This is the best
just
thing
gonna
ever
remain-
is to find out that
just-
your girlfriend actually has a strap on and she's going to bring it to your
No,
apartment.
no slander. So no,
Libel
This
and
is
slander,
slander.
sir.
this is not real.
Mm.
I'm gonna
Isn't it,
remain
though?
silent for the rest of the episode now.
Gonna plead the fifth.
There is no Fifth Amendment in Israel.
No, he's not American.
But yeah, that's it. So thank you everyone out there for dropping in to watch us. As I said at the beginning, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, I is so disappointed. Also, be sure to check down below for links where you can find Anime Club After Dark on Twitter, on Discord. We also have a link to our merch store down there as well. Maybe I should make a fucking piece of merch. I'll commission Burb to make a piece of merch that just has me going, "Who's Marco?" That's gonna listen. Natai, listen to me. Listen to me. You know that the cool story bro one was really good. He's taking his vow of silence very seriously.
Send it, dude. It's so
All
hard.
All right, send
I'm
it.
dying.
I'm sending it. With that, I have been your host, Alex, and I will see you next time. Say goodnight, guys. Natai, you say goodnight. It's not about me. It's about our fans.
Say goodnight to the fans, Natai.
Good night.
Oh man. I'd like to also point out he's been giving away the feet for free this entire episode.
Oh my god, dude, you're fucking it all up.
I've been watching Tarantino movies. What can I say? It's bleeding over.
Yeah.